punching people while fire goes off around it.
It's deeply amusing, yes.
Yeah, it will stay in my head forever.
And then body slamming a spider into the ground.
Now, the visage you've been giving me right there is that there was a white dragon preparing to suplex a giant spider thing,
While
there's
fire goes
going
off around them.
in the background, and then there's just Sasha there with 2 thumbs up going, just hat smiling face, looking at this just dragon dropping
Exactly.
it. Ah,
Wonderful.
perfect.
No, you know the image of Elmo with the fire surrounding them?
Yep.
That is what Sasha was doing.
Oh, that was spectacular, though, Harlan. I do have to say. Waste of a 7th level. We could have gone through that without using that 7th level spell slot, but
Okay,
I'm not one to talk about.
I'd already lost
conserving
50 hit points, so I was like, that's too close to a third of my hit points,
Go fucking ho! If I lose 50 hit points, I'm almost dead.
Same.
I lost 10.
Oh, go over that.
And besides, with it, what else could I do with a 7th level spell slot? I mean, sure, I could use plane shift, but
Well,
It's alright. It's when we
Mummy,
come to
can
the
you
big
use-
boss and it'd be like,
when you use plane shift, can you pull other creatures through with you?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
I think it's the same as teleport. It's up to
Other
7.
willing creatures.
Yes.
However, you can send only one unwilling creature, I think.
Okay then.
Hence why we were like, yeet to the butcher.
Is there any limit to which plane you end up on? Is it just a random? No.
You control which one if you know where you're going. If you don't have a destination and you cast it in a panic, then I roll on a chart.
No,
Yeah.
no. I was thinking standardly.
No, there is no limit to which place you can theoretically yeet someone.
No, you just need to
as
know that the
long-
plane exists.
Yeah, as long as it isn't specifically locked against planar travel.
Yeah. The main thing to note is that you could technically access all of the planes of existence, but the more common ones, which I assume you guys know once you pick up planar travel, is the inner planes, because they're adjacent to the material plane. Any ones that are out there, the outer planes, typically require tuning forks to arrive safely, if not be flung to another random destination. So there's a bit of a... It
So
kind
what you're telling me is we could aim for Mount Celestia and end up in the abyss.
Yes, because unless you have a tuning fork to go there, or you have a guide in there.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Otherwise, the conventional means would be to go, okay, I'd like to use plane shift to go to the Astral Sea, and then you ship your way from there. Just getting cargo containers and use your intelligence to speed along.
And
So-
being attacked, and of course being attacked by Geth riding red dragons.
Look, who would attack a random shipping container floating in space?
Pirates! And that's what the Geth are!
Yeah, and then you just cast 7th level spells, blow them up, steal their ship, and move on.
I like the plan.
Red dragons! It's not the Geth on the back I'm worried about, it's the red dragons!
Fair enough. Alright, but yes, hello everybody, welcome to Crabby D&D. I'm here with my players, Sudz,
No.
Harlan,
Hello.
Sam,
Hello!
Simon,
Hello.
Jamie,
Hi.
and unfortunately we are missing Infernal, as he is not able to make it. But all best wishes to Infernal, and I've given him the usual disclaimer, if his character dies, it's not my fault.
There's no reason he should die, right? Guys, we need to kill Infernal.
No.
Not
Infernal
again.
doesn't watch
There's
these
a
back.
bomb inside Infernal.
Actually, that's a
This is-
fair point.
This was his
We can't-
plan all along.
It's farming new characters.
Oh, wow.
I mean, this would be the 3rd time one of Infernal's characters has died. Twice on the same character.
The thing is, it's a stupid tactic that technically works. If you're willing to give up a character and it dies, your previous party loots the corpse, and then you make a new character with starting gear, until I
Okay,
catch on, and then I stop giving you starting gear. So you're a level 15 adventurer with nothing. You're poor.
Just
Good day,
completely
sir.
naked.
Exactly.
And
But-
that's when you make the bard.
Hello. What happened? Well, I met somebody, and you know
I met
how it
somebody
is.
and their husband
Yeah,
turned
no,
up.
God,
And I had to
wow.
run.
Their
You
husband
meet
may
someone
have
on the
been
road, you
a demon
go
prince.
behind some bushes, you enjoy a little bit of how you say
Rumpy pumpy.
as a rumpety bumpety. And then they steal your clothes and items. And you are left there with your quite well endowed, shall we say, tallywhacker hanging all over the place.
It ain't bad, just
Flailing.
a bush.
Isn't there that scene from James Bond where when the maid walks in, he's like, "I promise you, behind that cushion is a key to let me out of here."
Yes.
And the cushion's right in front of it. It's like, oh,
It's from Sherlock Holmes, but yeah.
oh no, you are right.
No, same difference. Actually, no, one of them's intelligent, the other one is James Bond.
Yeah.
Well,
You cannot tell me a James Bond is actually effective.
One is a charisma rogue, the other one is like an intelligence rogue.
No, obviously James Bond isn't a rogue. Have you seen him try to stealth anywhere? He always gets caught. As you know, that does make him a rogue, doesn't it? He's got high stealth until the one moment that he needs to.
It matters.
In
Yeah.
fairness, though, in James Bond's case, it is always deliberate.
Is it though? Is it? Or has he just learned to
He
go with
plays
the
it
flow?
off as deliberate.
He plays it off well, sure.
Oh, he's that kind of rogue then. No matter what he does, it was always
It was
always
always
according to
Always
plan.
part of his
According to my Gekaku.
Anyway, thank you to Zenosa for all the artwork. Thank you to Tabletop Audio
Even when
for
he
the free
dies, it's
sound and
come
sound
back.
effects and music and so on. Any of the combat maps were made in Dungeon Player Studio, as you saw last session with this one. Any more intricate maps like this one were made on Incarnate.com, and go and check each of those things out separately. Right, no further announcements, so let's just get into this, I think. Sound good?
Yeah.
Fair.
Potatoes.
Why not?
Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
Oh,
Alright.
Chips.
Okay.
Chips.
Chips.
Nasty
Chips.
chips.
oh,
Anyway.
you're American, isn't that crisps?
Yeah, crisps.
Chips.
Crisps. You are outnumbered here,
Waffle.
Sudz.
Falafel.
Welcome
Listen
to the
here,
next
you
3
freaking
hours,
scum.
chap.
Alright. Last session, our party of adventurers. Elsyan,
Oh.
Queglod, Sasha, Malcom, Bern, and Rook otherwise had travelled to the village of Tower King. Arriving there, they found it a garrison, a large stone wall wrapping around a very small village itself. A number of the guards otherwise stood watch over the gate and walls. As they approached, the guards let them in, knowing who they were. They took them to the general, who was otherwise beaten up, battered and bruised, and had given up from whatever had happened. The party was curious, but they didn't dig too deeply, as they otherwise travelled with the captain towards the large door at the back of Tower King. Being allowed through it, given permission from the general, the adventurers, as they are, were sent through, and thus the Dawnseekers went to the other side, finding another garrison there of guards who had otherwise fought off a number of crystal spiders that had since, and fairly recently, attacked Tower King itself. The guards wished them well, saluting them and sending them off, as the party began their delve and investigation. After 10-15 minutes of travelling, seeing various small crystals as they walked, the light held over their head as they wandered through, they came across a number of winches with crystal attached to some of them, or obstructing their passage through others. As they made their way through and down one of the passageways, they ventured into a much larger chasm. The area here was otherwise open, large crystals otherwise jutting out of the ground at various places, walls of crystal forming in a very unnatural way in some places. But they also saw small strings of crystal, and as they got down to the centre of this chasm, wherever they were, following Elsyan's general and rough guidance, with the shard that he is otherwise looking for and seeking down and to the right a bit, the party otherwise gathered themselves, as they saw a giant spider with a few crystals growing across its back up above. As the party was intrigued, sending Featherwing and Felipe up, they encountered the outside of the nest, whatever it was, and through alerting them through various means, the spiders came out to play. Several giant spiders, including a number of metamorphosized ones that blinked into existence, striking before disappearing in some cases. The party watched and attacked as best they could, defending themselves, with various powerful spells being used, psionic powers unleashed, and a massive firestorm ringing around the southern part of the party, encompassing around them and burning away the giant spiders. Malcom transformed into a young white dragon. Taking up this form, he flew into the air, chasing after the central caster who had otherwise attacked them and harassed them with spells. He grabbed him, pulled him out of his nest, and threw him to the ground as the firestorm proceeded to occur. Malcom smashed him into the ground, and with a large exhale of ice, shattered the spider beforehand. As two objects, a staff and cloak, otherwise clattered to the ground, chilled and covered with frost, which slowly melted as the two of them were lifted. The spiders around what remained, their abdomens split open, the crystal on the outside of them scattering and shifting as the spiders otherwise collapsed to the ground, heart-like matter falling from their abdomen before it hit the ground and disintegrated into ashes.
Again, ew.
As the party stood there and watched this spectacle as Malcom emerged from the hole, climbing upwards with what looks to be a staff in one talon and the cloak in another, as he throws them to the ground, you are otherwise back in the peacefulness of this place. As Rook, you hold your flaming axe up, lighting the area around you, and the drift globe beside you, Sasha, slowly emanates with a glowing light that forms a fairly decent radius of comfort in this area.
So, short rest whilst I identify what those are.
I mean, by all means, I will happily take a short rest.
Yeah, not a bad idea for one.
But I don't think we
You
should
say
let
that
our guard
you say that
down.
so many times, Elsyan, that at this point you should just say nice, not a bad idea. Like, come on, man. I've done it. I've had at least 3 this week.
Name them.
The decision to get out of Numpty Dumpty, whatever the fuck it was called.
Okay, that was a decision between all of us.
I mean, the in general, like calming you down and having you not murder those people, as much fun as it would have been.
I deny that was a good idea.
Isn't that Bern?
And
No, Bern was the one that would have killed us for murdering those people.
No,
I don't know, they're like his
Bern
family or something.
Bern stepped in before I murdered the guards. You stopped me from getting more and more angry for murdering the guards. I still think I should have been allowed to murder the guards.
Okay.
The peasants that spoke to me wrong.
While you're
Yeah.
having this conversation, you watch
Look.
as Malcom in draconic form spreads his wings and otherwise flies up towards the edge of the nest, clinging to the outside. The claws break into small portions of the crystal as he begins to scurry into the hole that enters into the nest itself. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check, please.
All of us or just him?
Just him. Unless any of the rest of you
Like-
wish to make your way up to the nest.
Oh God, no.
No. I'm sitting down here and identifying this shit.
I'm having a short rest.
If we're having a short rest, then I'm doing it by a ritual cast.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just sit down and recall Felipe over the next half hour then.
So that was fun.
14.
That's a word.
I got to try out one of my new spells.
So you were ritual casting Identify?
Yes.
Okay. Keep in mind that will add 10 minutes onto your short rest, which is usually a half an hour.
Oh, can you not do that? That's
No, because
fine.
it's casting a spell. If you cast one spell, it's typically fine, but that's like a 6-second action. But if it's continuously preparing and casting a spell over the course of 10 minutes, it's kind of a strenuous task.
All right. I'm okay with that if we're all good to wait. I mean, I don't even really need the short rest. It will just give me back some hit points, and I can just heal myself later on. So I'm fine to do whatever. If we get to long enough for me to have had the benefits of a short rest, great. If not, oh well. But main thing is identifying these things, and I
What's
don't
up
want to spend
It's up to the party if they want to spend the extra 10-20 minutes as you identify them, or whether they want to, how they want to use the time.
I personally would like it. I have some things that I wish to do, like check the hole.
Yep.
And something else after that.
It,
So I'd
it
like
will
to
also give
take that
Elsyan a
time.
chance to rest and still do his shard sense.
That is true.
Of location.
Okay,
So
cool.
I'd like
I
to.
then
Actually, wait a minute. No, ignore my shard sense. I can only do it once per day.
I've been allowing you to do it multiple times per day, given that you're getting close to it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Because it's just because you're getting closer to it, it's just getting more precise as you get closer and closer. Otherwise, it's just vague the entire time.
Okie dokie then. So resting and identifying.
Okay. So while you're resting and identifying, which first?
Probably this cloak.
Cloak.
Okay. You sit down for the ritual of it. You draw the symbols in the ground. You hear a slight clattering from above as there is a dragon digging through a nest looking for stuff. As you draw it out, as you draw the symbols out on the ground, you kind of place your palms together in front of your holy symbol. You feel the warmth echo through your hands and wrist as you otherwise sit there and you begin to concentrate on the item itself before you. As you concentrate, you now understand what this cloak is. A deep lapis blue cloak of shimmering crystal and woven thread. This cloak itself reflects small shimmers of light regardless of how light it is. As you otherwise sit there and you look at the cloak itself, this is indeed lapis crescendo. And it does the following. While attuned to this cloak, you gain a +1 to your AC and all of your saving throws. And when you are forced to make a saving throw and fail, you may re-roll this saving throw again. Once you use this feature, you cannot use it again until you finish a long rest. In other words, it gives you Indomitable.
Oh, nice.
Right. I did dibs this cloak earlier, last session. Can I have this cloak?
Remind me, this is one of the
Artifacts.
one of the Dawn Martial artifacts, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who has Dawn Martial artifacts already?
I have.
You've got yours.
Malcom, Jamie, Simon.
I've got Nightmaker, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, the best two.
Infernal has law, but
Yeah,
that's
it's
not really one.
No.
But it,
No,
yeah.
that's just
More
that's
of a point.
just-
Infernal isn't here.
You know,
to-
yeah.
also
in case of
Infernal isn't
Infernal.
right. So it's basically
I mean-
it's between us two. So
Do you need more AC?
I feel that Elsyan would probably benefit more from this.
But I do believe in the power of dibs quite strongly.
Okay, how about this? I'll hang on to this until I get my next one because we're getting your shard now as well.
That's a fair point.
Also, keep in mind this is actually a relatively important note, as Malcolm found out, and the rest of you know this as well. Once a item becomes awakened through whatever, or actually no, Queglod, you know this being in the presence of this. After you awaken an item, it becomes locked to whoever's using it until said person dies. So if you awaken it through whatever its condition may be, then it will be locked to whoever's attuned to it. This doesn't mean you can't unattune, this just means somebody else can't reattune. So keep that in mind, that if...
All right, you fucking have it.
Yeah.
No,
But
I don't.
you don't necessarily know
No,
what the
no,
conditions
no,
are.
no. I don't know if I have to attune to Forge Storm, but I need to. If I have to be able to attune to Forge Storm.
I'll tell you this now. All of them need attunement. So yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're going to be
Yeah.
powerful items.
Yeah.
I sort of say it's a balancing thing. Otherwise, I mean, it obviously is a balancing thing, but also it costs more magic to create an item that isn't attuned.
Oh yeah.
So
If you guys have done Morrowind, making spells and stuff, that's the sort of image I've got in my head. Where
Yep.
I want to cost this less little amount, but I want it to do more damage. But I can't have both.
Yes.
yeah, assuming you're sitting down, I'm just going to drape this around you and say, "Yeah, that'll do."
That'll do.
Attune to it, you fuck.
Is this the Lapis Crescendo?
Yes.
Wonderful.
It'll give you a +1 to your AC and all your saving throws, whatever that means. And when you're in
I think
danger,
it works as a form of protection, and also grants me better than many other physical and mental attributes.
exactly. You know, when you like when the going gets tough, you know.
Well, okay, let's go, boys. I'm gonna attune to. I'm gonna. Oh no! Is it a short rest to unattune from something first?
No, you can unattune from something the moment you take it off, and you can choose to unattune from it then.
Doing
Alternatively, you can attune to something which takes half an hour, and it replaces one of your attuned items if you wish to choose.
I am going to attune to this and take off my ring of protection.
Okay.
I will nab that ring of protection though.
Oh, go ahead, mate.
Woo. I put on the ring of protection and replaced my ring of mind shielding.
You'll do that on your short rest.
In mind shielding, you can become a spirit inside the ring.
Casting Identify again. You otherwise focus on the staff, and the staff itself crackles with a light electrical energy. It is a dark metal staff of some form. The main shaft of it is lightly twisted to almost form and resemble that of more of a lightning bolt. The heads at each end of the staff, however, end in what looks to be large crystal-like pens, fountain pen styles, fork in the with the fork and slit going through the portion of it right to the point. As you hold it there in your palm, you concentrate on it, and you understand that it is the following item, which I'm going to send to you rather than to the chat.
Okay. Oh, how much did that weigh, Chris?
The Lapis Crescendo, as you put it on, you kind of wrap it around your shoulders. It's relatively light, despite being made of crystal, weighing probably only 3 pounds.
Oh, fair enough.
It's very light, and as you kind of lightly flutter it, kind of getting a look at it, it is a beautiful cloak. It is otherwise reflecting on the outside, and the inside is made of a very soft blue, kind of velvet almost. As you just lift it to one side, you get a look at it. However, with your passive investigation, you do pick up on something. You notice a number of imperfections around the cloak itself, as it is missing pieces. Small bits of crystal which are otherwise detached and missing. There are small holes, probably about 10, 15 of them.
I didn't do that.
You're not there. Meanwhile, while Sasha, you're reading that over,
I will get that rapscallion.
as the rest of you are resting, hearing the messing around above, you said you got a 14 on your investigation?
Yes.
As you're up there, you go through the various holes following the catacombs up. As you reach the top where you were otherwise told the eggs were, you see what looks to be a number of giant spiders, their abdomens split open, their forms crumbling to ash in front of you, and a light pool of bluish liquid forming on the base of where they are as it begins to run down. You hear as one of the eggs cracks open and liquid gushes out of it as you watch as a kind of loose, wet, white form just falls out and splats onto the ground below the egg as the eggs are deteriorating and dying. You get a better look at them from the investigation. They all have small crystals embedded in their abdomen. Whatever has happened here, it looks like most of them have been cleared out, otherwise dying.
Yay! Death!
Yes.
Alright.
Death.
With that investigation, as you are looking around, you see what looks to be a series of chambers on the outer sections of this main chamber up here. Each of them have small hollowed out areas where a number of giant spiders otherwise lie and are collapsed. You also see a number of corpses, skeletons with armor and weapons attached to them. You gather these are probably quite a lot of the guards, and looking over them you do recognize the armor type and the insignias, and these are probably about 15 or so guards that perished here, and have since otherwise been either consumed or were held prisoner, you're not sure. Either way, their corpses lie in these 6 alcoves, kind of spread out amongst each of them.
Now, from a Malcolm point of view, does he think it would be good to take back for burial purposes?
That's up to you. It will be given, looking at them from here, and I'll say from a general understanding, they are unidentifiable, given that they were mostly just wearing armor and were skeletons. You don't know if there's a way to identify them via the armor or any insignia or anything they carried. But just looking at it from here, it might be just impossible to tell, and therefore throwing skeletons out or giving them their skeletons back.
Even then, it might be. Maybe that's something like we let them know they're there and want to know what they want to do, because even if they don't know who they are, like they might still want to give them a proper burial, because these are people they knew, regardless of who they actually were.
True.
Like individually.
Yeah, I'll just leave them there and go and do my other plan.
Okay. As you move back down, the rest of you watch as as Sasha finishes, or is about halfway through casting over the staff. You watch as a white dragon pops out and it flaps its wings as it lands amongst the rest of you, goes into the hole and grabs the spider corpse by the back and begins to drag it along, as it's the only one which otherwise hasn't disintegrated like the rest of these spiders.
I say in Draconic, I'm going back to give them hope.
Okay. Best of luck. Also, this staff is going to be really weird. Am I right in thinking it has, at this point, 0 charges?
It has 1 of 5.
One charge.
He used 4 of them when he used it.
Okay.
I'll get the details when I come back.
You grab
And
the
I'm
corpse.
having B come with me so they can tell that I was with them.
Right.
Okay.
I'm just going to straight up tell everyone what this does.
Yeah.
So feel free to send this into the Dawnseekers chat, or I can do that,
Yep.
or whatever.
Sure thing. Pick up. Staff of Lightning Strikes. Requires attunement by a spellcaster. There's 1 of 5 charges at the moment. The staff has 5 charges. While holding it, you can use an action to expend 1 or more charges. When you do so, a single creature within 120 feet and 3 additional creatures within 30 feet of that initial target make a dexterity saving throw, DC 15. On a failed save, the target takes 1d10 lightning damage for each charge expended. On a successful save, a target takes half damage. The staff regains 1d4 plus 1 charges at dawn each day. If the staff ever reaches 0 charges and isn't attuned by an aberration, monstrosity, that should be or a monstrosity, roll a d20, on a 1 it crumbles to ashes.
Okay, so what does a ring of protection do? And more importantly, how do I make it how do I put it in my attunement slots?
So in the attunement slots, are you on your character sheet?
Mm-hmm.
Let me go to there and I'll show you how. So Ring of Protection gives you a +1 to AC and a +1 to all of your saving throws. You are currently attuned to the Ring of Mind Shielding, Helm of Fortitude, and Gauntlets of Ogre Strength.
Yes.
Oh, why did you? Oh no, you leave the A in there for these. And what you need to do is you just need to put in the Ring of Protection, and then you select the drop down, and you just select the new one, which is the Ring of Protection.
Oh, okay.
There you go. So you're no longer attuned to the Ring of Mind Shielding, but you get the benefit of the Ring of Protection. Which gives you
+1 to AC and a +1 to all saving throws.
Yes, +1 to AC and a +1 to all your saving throws, which I will do now.
So Sam, basically you've just gotten the exact same thing except slightly better.
Yes.
But we can apparently add it. It can apparently get better.
Yeah.
We can fix it. So that's good.
Well, it does give him a dominable as well, essentially.
Yes.
Which is quite useful.
Yeah, because that's I failed a saving throw, trying to succeed. So.
Also, decent chance that those shards of crystal are here in this same cave.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Not that we know that they exist at the moment, but
Yeah. I need.
Hey, I identified the thing. There's a good chance I would have noticed them.
I know that there's holes in it and that those holes shouldn't be there.
Bern just got 21
And
temperate.
this is unacceptable. Oh, right, yes.
Unacceptable. Okay. Are we good with me? With me taking the time to heal up? Or...
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and roll your hit die for your taking a short rest.
Okay.
As Malcolm, you run along the main chamber, carrying,
I'm gonna do
dragging the
6.
corpse with you. You make it back to where the guards are, into light's distance.
31.
One of them, as you kind of approach, one of them shouts out, "Sir!" and immediately draws his bow, pointing towards you. As make me a strength check, please.
Nah, I'll be fine.
Don't say stuff like that.
You had some fucking questions, remember?
Okay, fair enough. You lob the body as it grinds to a halt, maybe about 60 feet away from the barricade. The archer immediately lets loose an arrow out of fear, misses. That is a total of an 8. As it goes straight past you, digs into, kind of just scatters off of the stone nearby, as the captain goes, "Hold up!" and looks out as your head kind of illuminates a little bit from the torchlight. You turn and disappear back off into the dark to the rest of your path.
No.
No?
No, that was only if none of them understood Draconic.
Oh yes, that's true. What were you saying again?
I was
Hello,
just gonna ask, do any of you understand Draconic?
Roll me a d100. So be a percentile dice to see if there is somebody among them who does. Higher is better.
Oh, exciting.
8.
8.
In this case, that would have been good for Sasha, but not for you in this case. As none of them, as they all kind of look amongst one another, none of them seem to understand it.
I just need to double check something with B. Quick.
Just wave friend Lily.
Sits back.
Sits back on rear legs and just sort of flaps arms.
Starts doing what Toothless does in the most recent movie.
Oh, yes.
Oh no! No! I refuse! I will have B say, because B can speak common.
Okay.
I'm part of the party that came through going in. We encountered fighters. May I come
killed them.
to speak? Just trying to have her be loud enough so they can hear her from.
Okay, so there are 2 rolls I'm going to have you do. One is a Constitution check to see if she is loud enough to be heard without potentially being shot at.
Okay.
And by a panicked guard. And the second one is
Constitution for her. That is 10.
10. Okay, she's loud enough to be heard, but they don't seem to react initially. And I'd like you to roll me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Persuasion with disadvantage. Yeah, I figured that was coming. Persuasion.
Could be worse.
Could be worse.
7.
Okay. The guards kind of look about one another as the captain says, "With all due respect, Dragon, we'd prefer it if you didn't." They don't seem to have clocked on that it's you.
Well, we will be back. I'm with the Dawn Seeker and fly off.
You have a dragon? Why do they have a dragon?
Where did they get the dragon from? What's going on?
Why don't we have a dragon, Captain? Shut up! Slaps him in the back of the head.
They have dragons, why don't we do? Shut up! Asshole.
You think if I couldn't get a dragon, I wouldn't get a dragon?
Those things are awesome!
I like to imagine we've just reinvigorated a tired old soul there.
as you travel back, fly back down the hallway as Sasha finishes identifying the staff. You settle down next to Sasha, kind of curling up a bit and taking a short rest. You may go ahead and roll your die as well. I would like... so everyone's taking a short rest, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like how everyone's so unsure, but we all know that we have. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
I was trying to work out if it benefited me
So-
because I was on full health.
You get your action surge back, I believe.
Yeah, I get my action surge, so I am.
Yeah.
Do
Obviously,
you
roll
also
your
get
hit
your
die if you
second
need them.
wind back, or is that one not just on a long rest?
Second wind is short rest as well. I don't think he
Yeah.
used it.
I did
Uh,
before I took the short rest.
Ah, okay.
So I didn't
No,
use any
that's
hit
clever.
die.
No,
That is
that's
clever.
that's something I've done before. It's very useful.
Yeah.
Like,
Thank
oh,
you. I
free
probably should have taken
D10.
spell slots as well.
Yes, please. Yep, so restore anything that you would otherwise get, and I'd like everybody to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
God.
fudge.
It can only end well.
No, I'm rolling 2 from me and B.
I get to.
Oh, okay.
what all
Actually,
my
I can
saves,
live
right?
with that. Yeah.
Hold on.
13 plus 11,
I did.
24?
Okay,
24.
so...
Oh, Sasha.
Okay, so 24 on Sasha and 24 on Elsyan. Rook,
19.
19. Malcom,
20.
okay. And B,
9.
okay.
Ah, always forgets something.
Yep. Always forgets.
My biggest concern is that he's gone to get his book.
Yeah, well...
This is one of the few occasions. No, like this, because it's one of the few occasions Chris doesn't know a rule off by heart, and therefore.
No, book is in my notebook for the dungeon.
Oh no, that book is terrifying.
Change of plan.
It's a book that none of us want.
Okay,
Yeah, it's the sort of book that we'd open up and just go, there's nothing here, Chris.
Bern got a 10. He has a +0. His instructions for using lucky were preferably on high-level spells cast on me or from me, or some super giga attacks. Otherwise, using it on the big boss. Okay, so he'll preserve it. And Queglod.
I got a 15.
Okay, pretty high rolls all around. As you all sit down for your short rest, sit there, think, relaxing for this moment, just a little bit of peace. As Sasha and Elsyan, the two of, or as Elsyan, as you get your rest, you look around, you focus in on the crystal and the shard sense, pick it up. It's down and right a bit, same as it was before. You begin to kind of look around, you see the large crystals reflecting with the light from the torch and the drift globe, you see yourself, crystal itself. Think back. Now that you think about it and you have a moment to pause, you still feel as if you're being watched, as do the rest of you. As you sit down and you begin to think about it, you kind of pause, holding your breath for a moment. Rook, what was your roll again?
19.
19. Okay. And B's was
9.
9. Okay. In this moment, as you're all looking around, I'll start with Queglod, as a 15 does not succeed.
Oof.
Oh no.
As you sit
I
there
mean,
and you otherwise look around you, you see your reflection, you see everything around you. And in that moment, you look around your companions, and you think for a moment. You think of the adventures you had killing spiders before with your friend Behold. You remember the sorrow there, almost difficulty of it all. Even though he went away he wanted to go, you still feel it was too early and it wasn't his time. Feel problems welling up inside of you as you otherwise feel conflicted.
No, they've hit us with the sadness ray.
They have indeed. And Queglod, I will tell you the effect of that later.
Okay.
That's always encouraging.
Bern, on the other hand, as he otherwise sits there, you watch as he looks around and he looks at his weapon. The weapon is gnarled, black and red, covered in small spikes of the crystalline blood that has hardened on the surface of it. As he playfully moves it from side to side as part of his rest and he thinks, you watch as he begins to smile. As he begins to feel confident in himself.
Interesting.
They've hit him with the alcohol ray.
And finally, B.
B is a piece of paper. You feel origami?
As B
Paper
is
mache.
there, looking and seeing you, Malcom. B looks at you and wants to be like you, wants to become Grand Dragon. Where does a dragon start? You watch as B looks around, seeing the crystal, and begins to think of a hoard, almost. A want for something more. As your rest draws to a close, you watch as B disappears off in the direction you are headed. He will remain first in your party at all times when in the marching order.
Chuckle. Bee's in danger.
This is.
Yeah, this is gonna end badly.
Right, you all feel that presence of being watched still within you. Feel that sense within your core, the chill running down your spine as you all look around, the warmth of the axe not present. You feel cold and strange, some of you more so than others. Sit there, you finish your short rest, some of you earlier than others, patting yourselves down, you prepare and plan your way forward.
I do not enjoy these crystals.
Don't know what you're on about. They're perfectly fine. Oh, you mean the crystals in this cavern? Yeah, they're terrible.
Oh, yes, absolutely. No, I like
Actually-
the ones in your cloak. It's a very nice cloak.
It is a very nice cloak, but Elsyan lifts it up and puts his finger through one of the holes in it. It's got holes!
You poke your finger through, you hit the fabric behind, it's just a hole in the fact that it's kind of like just a missing scale.
Okay, I'm missing gemstones and I don't like it.
I didn't do it. Only Sasha understands.
I mean, okay, give me a second. Malcolm says it was completely his fault.
I hit Sasha with my tail at the leg, so she falls.
Okay, fine. Malcolm says it wasn't his fault, but he could be wrong.
I point to the hole. Then you go look.
Alright, Elsyan, go look in the hole. Maybe something fell off.
I'm not going to go look in the hole. You go look at Farnsworth. Go look in the hole.
Right away, sir. He
Excellent.
wanders down into the hole. He watches the head pokes up moments later. Nothing, sir. Only dirt.
Is that the remains of the dead body?
The dead body's been carried away and given back to the guards.
Oh, yes, I forgot that. I thought it shattered. I don't know.
The abdomen shattered.
Oh, no. Oh, there's just broken bits of spider ass all over the... Oh, God.
Oh, that's rough.
Right. Clearly, these something's fucky with these crystals, and I reckon that the rest of these shards of this cloak are probably in or around here somewhere. Oh, right, I can talk to you. In Draconic, I'm going to turn to Malcolm. Did you find anything up in the nest?
Just the eggs that seem to be falling apart and dying.
Well, that is something. All right.
And the rest of the spiders that were up there also falling apart and dying.
Can I investigate one of those heart-like lumps?
They fell apart.
You go over to where one was, you kind of scrape the earth, and you feel that it is slightly moist, but then kind of, instead of being the dry dust it was, it's kind of clumping. But otherwise, there's no heart. It's otherwise turned to ash, crystal, or dust. I'm not sure.
That suggests they were magical constructs of some nature. Honestly, I'm kind of sad we murdered the fuck out of that guy, because, we might have been able to ask some questions or something.
Okay. Queglod and Elsyan, you're the only two who notice this with your high investigation, passive investigation. Elsyan, you were going to succeed no matter what, but as you finish attuning to the cloak, you otherwise stand. You watch as the crystals from the cloak begin to grow across his shoulders and across the surface of his skin around his neck, but stop.
Is that a good or a bad thing?
I'm not sure.
Mhm.
Well, that's nice.
Queglod and Elsyan, you're the only two who notice this unless you wish to point it out.
That is not good.
What's not good?
Great, you're cursed again. Lucky you.
Cursed?
Cursed? I'm not cursed. You're cursed. Curse you.
Elsyan,
I might be cursed.
Yes.
But
just so that we know that you can, could you take the cloak off quickly?
I'm going to attempt to take the cloak off.
You go to take the cloak off, it pulls at your skin momentarily.
Ow! Ow!
As
Ow!
it peels away, the crystals detach, and the cloak is pulled away. You take 1 point of damage.
Ow!
Hmm.
I need ointment.
Like pulling duct tape off.
That is how you
Okay,
injure
That's
yourself
more
when you
wax
attach
than duct tape.
Okay, well,
Waxing
that's
does 1 point of
bad.
damage. That's canon now.
Hey,
So,
for what I've seen
that
of
was-
waxing, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It's psychic.
But no, it's a lot of pain, but not much damage. All right, okay, you put that back on. We just
I
need
don't
to check
want
that.
to.
Put it back on, you fuck.
Yes, Sasha.
Put the cloak back on, it proceeds to reconnect and the crystals begin to slowly grow back.
How
You
strange.
realize that's mildly horrifying, right?
Ow!
anyways,
Sasha, you should have had this one.
I'm following
I
B.
somehow I think it's better that I didn't.
Hate.
We'll have to monitor that, make sure it doesn't get any worse.
See, there's no way I could have known that this is what would happen, but I find it hilarious that this did happen.
Why are you like this?
Eh,
Why did I put it back on? Give me my ring
don't-
back.
I
It
don't
does look
even
very
know.
regal.
Okay.
No, I'm
Okay,
keeping this.
Elsyan swishes the cloak and goes, while it looks very regal, it fucking... You know what, like most regal things, it hurts to wear.
It shimmers and it shines. It is extremely beautiful.
Ugh, I am willing to suffer for my fashion. Let's
Well,
go.
Exactly.
If
Right,
there's any
let's
consolation,
go.
getting the
I
getting
was
the rest of the
saying-
crystals. Mate. Oh,
I
sorry.
was,
Go on.
I was saying, while they're doing that, I'm gonna follow B because I don't want B to get too far away.
Okay.
Because
As
B
the-
took off without us.
As the rest of you are having this discussion, and give me your marching order, wish to keep up, as B is going to be travelling first.
I'll sort of stay in the middle of the pack for this one.
Okay. B is
Okay.
currently the front.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say Malcom, seeing as you were following B up, you will be in front of the others. In this case, as you are trying to keep up with B as best you can. Given that B is relatively fast, she's not using her speed to keep away from you. She's just determined.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll stay at the back then. I'll have Felipe kind of look over my shoulder.
Okay. Are you travelling the same as you were before? Your lights active and being just your usual selves?
Yeah.
I assume so, yes.
Yeah.
You proceed to travel.
Just desperately trying to keep up with Malcolm and his B.
As you move forward, travelling at a good pace, not fast, but fast enough that it's not going to make the journey too long. You travel through and around the various bits of crystal, Elsyan being the general compass as to where you are headed. But before Elsyan you get to say anything, B seems to have a general incentive of where you're headed. Leading the way, she's otherwise following a particular path, travelling to and from around each crystal. and at times takes a relatively strange path, swerving to the right by a fair margin and otherwise moving away from your main path as you travel round large, almost barriers of dark crystal. Bits of it that form jagged spines which would otherwise have blocked your path and potentially injured you, as you feel that you are being guided almost. As you make your way through, travelling past each of the crystals themselves, you reach what looks to be the other side of the chasm. After about 10 or so minutes, you can see it in front of you. You see a solid wall cavern with a number of what look to be holes riddling the upper surface. Queglod, you particularly see this along with anybody with a good high passive perception, which I believe is Malcom and Malcom. Sasha, you have a decent passive perception.
Decent.
I believe.
Not bad.
Yeah.
15. It's not
Yeah.
not bad, not great.
With your light, you can see the edges of some of these holes where they're a little bit rough around the edges, but they are otherwise maybe about 15 feet wide or so, maybe 20 feet at most. And they otherwise riddle the upper portion of this, with a few of them at ground level. And you see one rather open cave-like entrance where the rest of the chasm seems to funnel towards, which looks much more carved out than the rest.
Okay.
It's at this point, as you're kind of looking around, you see the end of a railway track that leads close to the entrance here. As Bee flies towards the entrance of the chasm, or the hole before you, she kind of turns and looks back at the rest of you to see what your general reactions are.
Do it.
Okay, so we're just idly following B. No one knows where B's leading us or why B's leading
No.
us, but we're just
I'm just-
following.
We are willing to accept. I, for one, welcome our new overlord.
Exactly.
I mean, B has been leading us the right way, right?
Yeah, seems so.
I mean, Elsyan is double checking that.
Yeah,
but
Elsyan's double checking, and you'll feel like you're getting closer.
It just feels a little bit like a trap. Just, I don't know. Something
Oh,
feels
it
off about this.
absolutely is.
We
But
prepared.
like, what else are we going to do? You know?
We're going this way anyways.
I've no idea what Malcolm's saying, but I'm just gonna
Objectively,
keep ignoring it.
objectively, like,
Honestly, it's like looking at my dog.
objectively, these actually led us around a lot of problems we would had to have gone through. So, whilst it's clear we're being led into a trap, it's better that we go willingly than unwillingly. You know?
Yeah, fair. I just say is keep your guard up. I mean, we've no idea what we're walking into.
Oh no, yeah, exactly. We'll be fine though, because worst comes to worst, we just throw the white dragon at them.
Grr.
Well, as long as you're prepared to look after B, I suppose that's not a problem.
Oh yeah. First sign of trouble, I'm instantly going over top of B to protect it.
Sasha, please tell me you're translating what this dragon is saying. I have no
I'm
idea.
translating what the dragon is saying, occasionally adding my own bits and pieces.
Oh, perfect.
And being tripped up at each.
None of them are unhelpful. Just sort of like how just dwarfisms. The first sign of trouble, then Malcolm's going to just sort of go all Mama Bear all over top of B.
Mama bear.
Mama bear over B. Oh, the images. Okay, well that's good to know.
Onwards.
Okay. You continue moving forward. B leading the way. As you begin heading into the entrance of this, the area around you begins to grow lightly colder, just subtly, as you begin to enter into this lower area. Malcom, as a white dragon, you feel no change. Still relatively warm for you. As you travel down and through, B leading the way, it begins to get ever so slightly narrower and narrower. From 20 feet, 15 feet, it about stops there. In about a passageway about three people wide. You continue moving on for probably about 5 or so minutes before B stops suddenly. With the rest of you looking forward and getting what view you can with the light shining from Rook's axe, you see what looks to be a wall of crystal, dense and interlinked, spires and bits of it otherwise interlocking and weaving themselves together in a dense mesh of heavy crystal. He otherwise stops.
I'm
Break
gonna
it?
ask the Draconic. Any ideas, oh glorious overlord?
God's sake.
He understands common.
B,
I
but
know.
speaking Draconic,
He is trying to respect the glorious overlord by speaking in his own tongue.
B speaks back in common.
He is a gracious lord.
I don't know. Path is blocked. We must get through it.
I sniff.
The
Then
crystal?
I ask why. Yes, I sniff the crystal.
You
I
sniff
want
the...
to, I want to know if I can pick up any scent of anything strange.
No.
Half the crystal.
You take a sniff, you smell the earthiness, you smell a light scent of metal. But other than that, nothing. The smell of your party otherwise dominates your sense of smell.
Quick question.
Need a shout.
As a dragon, do you have that blind sight thing?
Yes.
Can you tell how thick this wall is?
Blind sight for the purposes of monsters typically incorporates other senses like smell, hearing, feeling, and general instinct.
They don't just get to know what everything is.
Yeah, they don't just get to... It's not like...
I just thought I'd check. It might have been like a tremor sense thing. I thought I'd double check.
Yeah, some creatures do have it in the form of tremor sense, but in the case of a white dragon, it's more smell and hearing based. From what you can tell, looking at it, it could be fairly deep in. You're not sure. There don't seem to be... There's quite a lot of distortions between each crystal where it interlocks with one another. That could just be that means that there's gaps. It could just mean that the way it grew otherwise created these forms, shapes, and illusions. It's hard to tell.
Okay. So this crystal is different from the crystal we've seen before, right? This is the dark stuff.
This isn't dark stuff. This isn't the dark
Oh.
crystal. Looking at it, it is a kind of deep purple and blue. Kind of the same as the ones you've seen before, which were mostly and predominantly purple with a few blue ones kind of smattered in there. This one, however, being naturally grown, they wouldn't interweave to form a perfect covering.
This is purposefully made.
Queglod,
Seems
is
that
this
way.
magical?
Can I take a look?
Is it magical? Detect magic.
So the detect magic, you pick up nothing magical. And Malcolm, what did you say?
I wanted to take a look around and see if anything in the area that we're in looks out of place.
Looking around and giving a quick look, you look around. The cave itself is otherwise hollowed out. It's been carved. It's not smooth like a burrowing creature. It's not rough like a natural cave. It hasn't got those imperfections. It is carved out meticulously with signs of chip work. Something or someone has done this. Whether you're not necessarily sure who, it doesn't look definitive, but you may have guesses. And to your previous question as to asking B as to why you need to get through, B says, the thing that we're looking for is on the other side. She says that in Draconic to you and Sasha.
So you can sense it.
Yes.
Interesting. Sasha, how about me and you simultaneously hit this thing, see if we can break it?
Would you be alright waiting 10 minutes whilst I try and identify the crystal to see if there's a way to get through it? You know what? Just fuck it. Can I just cast Identify normally?
Okay. Go up to the crystal, you place your hand on it. You focus for the moment, the symbol of a Turan reflecting on the back of your gauntlets as it pulses in, as the energy pulses into the crystal. It's crystal. There's not really much else to say. It is dense blue quartz.
It is just a normal crystal. Oh, blue quartz. That sells for like 50 GP or something, right?
Depending on the variety of quartz and the quality, yes, but that would be cut. With the uncut version of this, you'd probably be looking at, if you were to harvest it all meticulously, efficiently getting everything, it might stand for about 500 GP, depending on how thick it is. But if you were to just smash it and take pieces of it, maybe 50 GP.
That's fair. We just saying, we whilst we could break through this, and we probably will, if we wanted to bring this back, we could sell it for a little bit of money. Just, letting you know. But sure, I'm good to smack the shit out of this.
I will assist in the smackings.
Can we just try and see what happens when we just normally attack it? Like,
Yeah.
I'm getting 0 magical residue. Or anything,
There isn't
right?
any magic to it.
There's no
but
magic
This could
from
well
this,
be
no.
part of a trap.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take a look down the other side of the hallway where we came.
Looking
see if
back,
they're doing this.
you look back the fair distance where it gets ever so slightly wider at the going back out towards the main chasm. Nothing.
Okay.
Alright. Shall we, Sasha?
Smack.
Malcolm?
Yep. I'm done with this. Smack.
Excellent.
Smack, smack.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're all smacking in unison. Everybody, you three, make me attack rolls, please.
This is such
Oh,
a
fuck me.
barbarian way.
14.
Plus 9. Okay, let's roll.
Attack roll.
Uh, 18 plus 9, 27.
Okay.
15.
Sasha with a 27, you hit. Go ahead and roll damage. With the 15, you hit. Go ahead and roll damage. And Rook with the. What did you roll?
14.
Can I use
14,
my
you
divine
hit.
strikes, by the
Go
way?
ahead and... Yeah, go ahead.
Roll damage.
Yep, go ahead and roll damage.
That is 7 plus 6.
So 7 plus
Oh,
6,
that's-
13 damage. Okay.
5 plus 4, one of it is fire
Mm.
damage. So 9 damage altogether.
Okay.
With 1 point of it being fire damage, if that means anything.
11.
The 1 point of fire damage. Something, but not much.
I actually will roll this just in case it matters.
Hmm?
Yeah. 19.
Were you doing a
80
claw or a bite attack? I'd say claw, given you don't want to hit your allies, so.
Yeah. So, claw. Oh, wait, that's a bite. Okay, so just claw, so. This, sorry.
Claw is 2d6.
9 plus 13.
13 total. As you each take your strikes, Rook, you swing in with your axe. It hits the crystal. That it cracks into the surface of it. It is brittle stuff still. With it being woven together, it's a little bit harder and denser, and without the use of proper siege damage, you don't break into a good portion of it, but you carve a way in. It takes half of the initial damage you would have hoped. As you go and pull your axe back, as Sasha takes her strike in, the mace striking against the surface, the fire permeates a portion of it, and you watch as bits of it begin to crack away in the brittleness of the heat in the colder atmosphere here. Light bits of smoke almost begin to emanate from it. As the strike cracks a large portion of it, being bludgeoning damage, it is a better source of damage than otherwise. While Malcom, on your side, as you dig in with your claws, having a burrow speed helps. Your claws dig in and rake portions of the
Oh my fuck,
of
you have a
crystal
burrow
out.
speed.
Yes, I have a burrow
Yep.
speed.
Raking in and clawing a portion of the crystal out. It does, as you would expect, the regular form of damage. You dig a good portion of the way in, and with those strikes, it breaks away a portion of it. But you're not through yet. You've got much more to go through. At this moment, as you're all taking those strikes, what would you like to do?
We just keep going until we get through.
I'm good to keep going. I will double check in case I'm a dwarf. I'd know to check for the structural integrity of what we're dealing with.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me a. I will say
Stone cunning.
this will be stone cunning. I'm just deciding what kind of
Yes.
check this is that utilizes stone cunning.
I would guess it would be more of
It
like
w-
an intelligence because it's crystal instead of stone.
I'm thinking it's either going to be an intelligence check, or if you wish to stop striking and wish to investigate the area, it'll be an investigation check. Now, as Stone Cunning declares, you do
I mean,
get...
that literally means no difference.
It does,
right?
because Stone Cunning, the effect of it is that it gives you proficiency in a skill when you
Right,
use it, and if
okay.
you're already proficient, it gives you proficiency again, so expertise
Okay.
for that single roll. So,
Okay, in that case, I'll do the skill one.
so you're going to stop. You're going to stop striking, leaving the rest of it, and then proceeding to investigate the structural integrity. Go ahead and roll me an
Yeah,
investigation check. It's using your proficiency bonus as part of it.
Okay, so 10 altogether. Not
Okay.
amazing.
You look at the crystal. It's well woven together. If it's like this, it may have grown through, but if it was grown for structural integrity, it doesn't entirely make sense. The cave would have already caved in, and it doesn't make sense for this to have already been here, given that it seems to be a very clean hole. But either way, you look at it, and it seems fine.
Okay.
As
Alright,
the
seems alright. Yep.
as the rest of you keep striking and slashing, a number of minutes go by. You're digging through. Having to dig a hole is fine. Having to dig a
I'll-
person-sized hole
Hmm.
is a different
I'm
matter.
gonna dig a dragon-sized hole. Now that's a fucking issue. I'm
Exactly.
gonna be joining back in when. With
What
my
was that,
character.
Sasha?
Well, I'm going to be joining back in with the helping dig once.
Okay.
Once
Yep. And Malcolm, what did you say?
I was gonna say I'd like to stop and say to Sasha, I can burrow this. I just don't want you guys to get hurt while I'm doing it.
If you're going to borrow, I'm more than happy to take a step back.
Yeah.
The main
well,
thing with your burrow speed is that one, it's meant for ice.
Yeah.
So digging through crystals is different to digging through ice, but it's similar in some veins because of the way that it would be crystalline structure. You can do so, but it's more likely to collapse behind you because you're not making a supporting structure and arc to it. You're just burrowing through for your own use. Burrow speeds are a way of getting from A to B and leaving no trace of your tail, particularly if there's loose earth or stone around. Which in this case there may be, and causing a cave in here could potentially cause a lot of problems. On the other hand, if you can continue striking with your companions, you can carve out a shape which will be more supportive but will take more time.
Okay, then never mind about it. Because I don't want it collapsing.
Right, then I'm just joining in with the smackening. Divine strikes all the way.
Okay. Queglod and Elsyan. As they're striking against the surface of this, each of you stands there for a moment. The strikes digging in. Elsyan, as you focus a little bit on the crystal, you get a general read on it. You pick up on something. There's a moment when you feel something between each of the strikes, a light rumble.
No.
Your companions are otherwise striking at the crystal, digging bits of it away and smashing it.
There's something rumbling. This might not be a bright idea.
Sasha immediately steps back. You do not fuck with a rumble underground.
I stop and
Rumble?
listen.
There was rumbling between each time you struck. There was a rumble afterwards.
I'm listening as best I can.
Yeah,
That
stopping and
could
listening.
mean there's one of two things happening. There's something that really doesn't like us doing this, or this place is going to fall down on top of us.
As you are making these comments,
Which one I
each of
prefer.
you now hear the rumbling clearer. It's consistent. And you watch as little bits of dust kind of scatter from the ceiling and fall down amongst your party.
Okay, everyone back up.
Yeah, backing the fuck up. How deep have we gotten into the crystal, by the way?
Probably about 20, 30 foot.
Oh, fuck me.
Fuck.
You otherwise pull back. The rest of your party immediately just backing out of the crystal. How far do you go? Just stopping at the crystal, or keep going?
All the way back to Adamant.
Going.
Oh,
Nice.
Okay,
backing up.
we're getting out of the crystal tunnel, and I think that's a given. And then try and triangulate where the rumbling is coming from.
Okay.
Look at
Yeah.
Harlan using big words like triangulate.
Hey,
As
Harlan
you-
knows big words, it's Sasha that doesn't.
Oh, I see.
As you move out of the cavern, kind of, are you running? Are you walking? How are you moving here?
Oh, Sasha's running.
Yeah.
Making
Elsyan's walking
initiative.
because Elsyan's got longer legs, he can still keep up.
As the rest of the party
Literally, that is
otherwise
accurate.
dashes out, otherwise moving out of the central cavern itself. You kind of go back into that main chasm area, and you watch you hear as the rumbling continues. You hear
When you say main chasm area, I'm not talking about like where the nest was. I'm just like getting outside of that crystal tunnel we'd made.
Oh, so you're going to stay in that main tunnel area where the crystal
Yeah,
was walling
stay
off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ah,
we're,
okay.
we're getting out of the bit that we've decided to.
Right.
They've decided to dug into the wall.
My apologies, I misunderstood.
Dug to dig.
At this moment, as you kind of stand there and listen for that moment, you hear the rumbling as it gets louder and closer.
Is that okay? What direction's it coming from?
Make me a perception check with disadvantage.
Can we all do?
I'll say either somebody can cancel out this, but I'll say one other person can make it, and I'll say it probably will be you, Malcom, or Elsyan.
Let Malcolm. He's interested in it.
I am.
9 currently.
If Elsyan can, he's going to do a very quick shard sense.
Okay. Shard sense.
Uh,
Same
Oh,
place as it was before.
Hell yes.
Okay, that's good. It's not this thing getting closer to us.
25.
Could be a living creature.
25. You stand there and listen for a moment, and you kind of. Do you get a general sense? You feel the rumbling is lighter on the ground than it is above. As you look up, for that moment, you watch as dust falls from the ceiling once again. You watch as a portion of the ceiling collapses inwards just at the surface of where the tunnel is. As you watch as something moves through, you see flashes of spikes and purple flesh as it burrows past. Each of you recognize this as a purple worm as it burrows through where the entrance is. You watch as the stonework otherwise collapses, lightly falling around it before you hear as 2 more shatter in through where the crystal was otherwise barricading this entrance. And you all
So if we'd been in there,
immediately-
we'd be dead right now, right?
Maybe. It would have certainly been a very dangerous situation. At this moment, the one that burrowed first and moved through otherwise digs through, and there's a moment of pause. You watch as its kind of tail and its stinger flicks to one side, almost striking one of you as it moves past. What do you all do?
Nobody move. Its vision is based on smell.
Smell is based on move.
Based on smell.
I mean, it's
If you can't
it's
see
probably
it,
got
if
like
you can't.
presumably it has like tremor sense, right? I don't recall exactly what purple worms look like, but I don't think they
Oh,
have.
they have to. I
eyes?
swear they don't have eyes.
I believe. I mean,
Right,
I've
so
been
literally
eaten by
their vision
one,
is
so I've
based on
seen its
movement.
face. Does it have eyes?
No, they don't.
It can still be based on movement. It's movement.
Yeah, I mean it literally is. It's
Pretend to be. In fact, we probably should be talking.
Oh
As
no! I mean,
you-
I wasn't doing a character voice. This is out of character.
As the
Fair
other
play.
as the other two disappear, digging through the opposite ways, you watch as the cave collapses, loose earth and other bits otherwise falling, otherwise ruining a large portion of your progression. You see the earth falls into place. You watch as what remains of the crystal around the outside has since been consumed. And you watch as from the similar location, the rumbling continues as the first one's head peers out of the surface as its head lies there, just ahead of where you are, Malcom, Sasha, and as its head otherwise gets incredibly close to you.
Well, if it's based on movement, then
I'm
moving's a
saying
bad
stop
idea.
fucking still.
But staying still might also be a bad idea.
I would like everyone to roll me a stealth check,
Oh,
Yeah.
cancelling out
Question.
any disadvantage you would have from heavy armor, given that you are trying to remain still.
Oh no.
The dragons put pass without the trace, right? Right.
You chose not to use Pass Without a Trace because you
Bang.
were wanting to conserve spells.
Okay. There is also one thing. Do we know like how
Does
it
someone
does?
want to give me the help action by any chance?
If they do, they'll
How?
be giving up their own stealth.
How? Also, Chris, do we know how these things do sense their surroundings? Do we know how they do it? Or...
You get a general sense. You've fought one of these things before, and it seemed to be based off of natural movement, so you can only assume. But you've only ever fought these things once, that it's hard to tell.
Okay. Oh, that's an idea. We throw something that because I presume there's still the tunnels that the other worms have done. They may have partially collapsed behind them, but there's still evidence of them, right?
As you think back, thinking about this, all the other holes that rimmed the outside of this, they're about the right size for purple worms.
Okay then. I am. Oh god. Okay, right. I've got an idea.
Okay.
I've got a terrible idea.
oh, this is an Elsyan idea.
Please do the thing, because I think I've thought of the thing you're thinking of.
What
and
do you?
I've thought
Okay,
of...
Harlan. I want to know what you think I'm doing.
I will say,
I-
if you want to have this discussion, I'll ask for everybody's rolls.
Okay.
Principally,
I
You
am.
can do
I
the
am
thing.
I'm gonna do
You
the
do
thing.
the thing.
I've got. Okay, right. Hear me out, guys. And I won't base this off any words. I'll base this off of ums and ahs. Okay. I've got items in my backpack. I also have telekinesis. I
Hmm.
could throw something down the hole, draw its attention down there, and it may just keep going, or at least it will go long enough for us to either get the hell out of dodge or to get the jump on it. That is a decision to be made 5 seconds from now.
Or will it bring back the...
Hmm.
I don't know.
Okay, fuck
Okay,
it. Elsyan
Elsyan?
thinks he's the best thing since sliced bread, so he's gonna do it. He's gonna throw some of his rat. Oh no, his rations aren't as easy access.
It's the
Fuck.
barbarians thing all over again, isn't it?
Oh my god, oh god, don't. I had
One
a
of the
bright
little
idea.
spider boys.
No, it might not be big enough for it to care. I don't want to throw the whole bag off them, and I can't yeet multiple of them.
I mean, if you throw the entire bag of them and just keep activating them whilst they're inside of it.
You know what? Fuck it. I've got a spear that I never use.
Chuck spear.
Throws the spear at it. No.
Then give me a strength attack roll, please. This
No,
is anyway.
I'm
Throw it
using
at
my
it.
intelligence, Chris. So it'll be an intelligence attack roll.
You still miss.
I am doing this with pure brain. No, I am going to throw the spear down the hole. It'll make a nice clinking noise as well.
I hope you hit the hole.
I really do too. I am
You
breaking it. This is
Throw
going
the
bad.
spear
I think
down the
my-
hallway.
This is trying to get down that hole. That one of the holes that the other two have sort of
Which is
made.
behind it.
Behind it. Yeah. Okay. I'm well aware. I don't want it to come closer to us.
Go ahead and make me
Oh my god.
an attack roll. If you roll too low, you'll hit it. If you roll high enough, you will go past it.
Oh god, he's got to get past Malcolm,
This
me.
would be
Can I add my
Sasha.
intelligence to this?
this would be your choice of an attack roll with proficiency using your strength or plus your intelligence modifier as you're using your telekinesis.
That's my intelligence modifier.
Okay.
No joke.
Okay.
That's +5. That's a 16.
16. Okay. As you kind of quickly brandish the spear with your mind and you ting, bounces off the top of its head. The rest of you at this moment all go, oh no. As Sasha, your total of 1 on a stealth?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Rook?
I got a 10.
Okay. Malcom? Malcom?
Malcolm, you're muted.
I'll come back to it.
Nice.
Queglod?
17.
Bern got a natural 20. Which is not
I
bad.
saw.
Elsyan, what did you get?
I did not get. I think I actually got another. I can't remember. I think I rolled the same dice. Okay. I think I got a 13.
Okay.
Probably lower.
And given Malcolm's rolls and the stealth of a dragon, I believe he got a 4 and a something.
Oh, that could have worked well. So, guys, new characters.
Stealth of a dragon.
We can take this. And the other two.
Not the other two. This one we can.
It would be a
We had
6.
Firestorm.
Okay. As you each stand there, holding your position, you watch as it gets close to Malcom. At which point you watch as it breathes out as it draws in the air which it otherwise exhales. Immediately it begins to bare its fangs as the spear ting, bounces off its head. I'd like everyone to roll for initiative.
Oh, fucking great. Wait, purple one. It's a good job Infernal isn't here, isn't it?
He would be shouting at me.
He's missed both
Oh.
purple worm fights. This is
Natural
wonderful.
20!
Same. So I got 27.
Okay, starting with the initiative order as necessary.
Why did my mount?
Okay, we have Malcom at the front with, say, Rook and Sasha side by side, given that they were at the front, followed by the rest of your marching order, and B is right behind you. Okay, that's what you currently see. As this purple worm otherwise sits in front of you, burrowed through a portion of the ground, as it's going to engage you all. So,
Oh, that is very unpleasant.
Roll 2d6 for charge.
unfortunately,
Can we do Overwatch?
can you do Overwatch?
I'll spend CP.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, with your Overwatch thing, you already did it with a spear. However, you did not meet its AC, so you did just hit it and it bounced off.
Oh god, I just wanted that to go down a hole and make a tinkling noise.
Could I make the argument that telekinesis means he can literally move things with his mind? How did he hit it?
Because he has no line of sight behind this thing. He had to throw it over and yeet it in
Yeah.
order to get past it.
What did you think I was going to do, Harlan? I'm curious.
Oh, I thought you were going to use the same thing you did against that old man.
Oh, the delusion. I was thinking about it. I cannot create movement with it, I don't think. I can't make movement that it will probably sense.
I think it's just mostly sound, but yeah.
It's effectively just minor illusion. Yeah, there's no...
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was 2 natural 20s from the party.
Yeah, so let's begin with initiative. I'm going to roll Bern as well, just to...
Sorry, I just got back. I had to do things. What are we rolling?
Initiative.
Initiative.
Oh.
That's something you don't want to hear when you get back.
Uh,
Okay, so that
What
is
are we rolling? Initiative. Oh.
So,
Did anyone take the Staff of Lightning Strikes, by the way?
used to have it.
Motherfuckers.
Though it's attuned anyway, isn't it?
It's attuned, so somebody else would need attunement.
I claimed it. It's mine.
Yeah, but
You're a
yeah,
dragon! Also, you already have a staff.
I claimed it last session.
Yeah, you
Well, you're
did.
still a
Sucks
dragon.
to be you.
And you didn't, and also you didn't take it well in character. I don't think.
Yeah, and also, while it's a dragon, you can't use it anyway, so...
I mean,
I mean,
around
That's just racist against dragons, Quest.
Okay, no. Theoretically,
I
I would be
could
perfectly fine with
stab
you
it.
holding it and trying to stab someone with it, but it would objectively make your life harder.
I could stab him with my tail.
No, you can't. That's not an action a white dragon can take.
You can try. Probably won't do it
I
very
mean,
well, but...
I have
Ooh,
multi
these things
attack.
have a wonderful dex mod.
I
I
just
have-
imagine.
Ooh.
Malcom killing me and Sasha with his tail, trying to stab.
I mean, I
Alright,
suppose it
so
makes sense.
25
Big
to
worm.
20.
I got
Um,
27.
I got. Okay, I'm not sure of the exacts, but I have a -1 to Dex, but I rolled a natural 20.
So you get the +5, so that means you're 24.
24.
So 20 to 15? Into 10.
10.
It's crazy to
11.
think that
10 to
Sasha's
5?
got this high up.
I
8.
know, it's kind of scary.
Malcolm?
I said 11.
Oh, sorry. Is that so? First going up. Rook.
Did you do Bern?
Yes, I did. He got a 15 total.
Alright.
Okay, first up on the chopping block, as this thing snarls and the spear, ting, bounces off of its head. You immediately realize what's about to go down. Rook, go.
Fuck me, I've already been eaten by one of these things already, and it was not pleasant. Okay.
Malcolm just pats Rook on the back of the tail. I know the pain.
Jesus Christ. Alright, I am gonna cast Hunter's Mark on this thing.
Okay, take a bonus action.
Yep.
Marker
Yes,
for
that's
that.
Hunter's Mark for that.
Mark, is this using your once per day or your
Yeah.
wisdom modifier
No,
one?
it's my once per day.
It's your once per day use rather than your casting a spell.
Oh, actually no. No, don't worry, I'll cast it.
You'll cast it? Okay.
Yeah.
That means you are concentrating on it. Which means you
Cool.
can lose concentration of it.
That's fine. Fine. Alright, and I am going to... Oh, fuck it, if I fight this thing and it eats me, I'm gonna scream. Right, I'm gonna just go crazy at it, I guess.
Go ahead.
And I'm gonna action surge as well.
Start of turn. Action surge. Okay.
This is all of my attacks, by the way. So I'm rolling 6 die.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just...
Oh god.
All of them are plus 11. That's quite low. Fuck
That's
me.
really low, actually.
That's
Okay, so
25 for
14.
20.
19, 19, 14, and 17.
Okay. The 14 and 17 miss. The rest of them hit. So 4 attacks hit. None of them are crits, so that is 4d12 plus
And my Hunter's Mark stuff.
and 4d6. Yeah. So I want to roll those two lots separate. 4d6. Rolling 1s and 2s.
Can I re-roll the Hunter's Mark thing?
Oh wait, no, it's just the weapon attack, isn't it? So yeah, you can
Yeah.
re-roll the 1s and 2s from things as well.
I mean, Hunter's Mark is additional damage to it.
2.
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to quickly double check the wording of Great Weapon Master. If it says weapon attacks, then no. If it doesn't, then you will be able to, because if it's all of the attacks damage. You're a fighter. Isn't what you are.
Oh, he's a wizard.
Great weapon fighting. When you roll a 1 or 2 on damage die for an attack you make with a melee weapon you are wielding with 2 hands. Reroll the die and must use the new roll, even if the new roll is a 1 or 2. The weapon must have 2-handed weapon. Okay, so yeah, you can. It's all
Right.
of it, so you can reroll the 1s and 2s for there if you.
Oh, there you go.
Right.
Do.
So the damage is
That's
16 plus 26, which is 42, plus what?
Plus, it's 6 for each, so 4 times
So-
6.
6 is 24, or 20, yeah, 24. So 42 plus 24 is 66 points of damage. Woof. Nice start. As you take your swings into it, the first one cuts into the surface of its skin. You swing again and again. It roars at you, bringing its head back as the blade cuts into portions of its gum as it pulls itself back and otherwise hisses in your general direction. I believe that's your turn.
Yep.
Okay. Sasha.
Yes, it is my turn. That is a thing that is happening.
Hit.
Sasha, get
Oh.
to it.
No.
Okay,
No.
I can do a thing that will get us out of this fight for a minute.
We're not banishing it. Just hit it. Chill.
Okay, fuck you then. If you die, that's what happens.
Oh no! You'll die first, and Elsyan will have time to run away while it's trying to chew through your armor.
Nah, buddy. I got a backup
Hold on.
plan.
Oh no, that thing will swallow you whole.
I know.
You're bite size, like a
No.
chicken.
Backup
Your
plan, just
chicken
word of
nugget
recall
to
back
that
to
thing.
Adamantia.
It'll swallow us all whole.
Okay, fair. It may be a huge creature.
Gargantuan.
It's gargantuan.
Gargantuan creatures never quite.
The Gargantuan isn't a real size category. It's just
No, it's a
bigger
category. It's a
than
category for where we understand you have a miniature pay limit, so we're going to make this the maximum a miniature can be without having you order a Imperial Titan.
Okay, listen here. I need an excuse for that shit, Chris. Please.
But
I mean,
this-
imagine
awful.
getting a lore-friendly miniature for like a Warforged Colossus.
Oh
Okay.
my word! Oh.
You just get your little brother to stand on the table.
Now, if I'm
You find a random toddler in the street, put cardboard boxes all over it, and just say, "There, stand still. I'll give you sweets later."
okay,
Okay.
That's
here,
what you-
here is the exact description for a purple worm. It is 20. It is exactly via gargantuan sizing. It is at least 20 foot wide and 20 foot thick. At
many
least. Its length is not taken into account with this specific tile. This thing could be 150 foot long. And that would just mean, oh, I'm a gargantuan tile. Because if it goes any bigger, you start looking at unforeseen levels of size. It's like a Tarask isn't a 20 by 20 foot creature. It's a lot bigger than that.
It's a mountain
Yeah.
that walks.
Like the Zaratan, it's a gargantuan creature. It's not 20 foot by 20 foot. It's like 10 miles by 10 miles, at least.
and you've
Well,
already
that's just as big as we can make it.
Yeah, exactly. So, gargantuan is the minimum size.
Okay. I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Holy Weapon on Rook's axe.
As you kind of say the words in a prayer to a Turan, you place your hand on the back of Rook. As Rook, your axe glows with radiant energy. I believe that's an additional 2d8
That is an additional 2d8. Yes.
radiant damage on every hit.
Every single hit.
Holy crap.
Um,
That's nuts.
It is also concentration and a 5th level spell burn.
yes,
correct?
it is. But I still have a cantrip, so Sacred Flame, motherfucker.
That is an action. Oh wait, no. Holy Weapon's a bonus action. Correct. What save is that?
It is a dexterity save.
Oh boy!
Ignores
3.
cover if that matters.
Yeah.
It would matter
that
in this.
helps at
Actually,
all.
no, that would minorly make sense in this because there's Rook and Dragon in the way. However, that is still 3. So go ahead and roll me dem bones.
Roll Dembo. Wow, 8 damage.
Radiant damage. Hey, 8 radiant damage is still 8 radiant damage versus this thing.
Chip damage,
and,
guys. Chip damage.
Because this thing is kind of dangerous if I end up losing. I want to maintain my concentration. I'm just gonna back away. Is that a possibility?
You want to, yeah?
The tank backing away.
Looks
Okay.
over his shoulder, thinks he's spanked my arse and he's running away.
Sasha, as you
1,
back
2,
as you
3,
back
4.
away, you tap Rook on the back. His axe glows, and as you fire forward the sacred flame, the worm does not like that, and it lashes out at you as its bite attack is a reach of 10 feet.
Oh.
As it's going to make an
Yeah,
This is
opportunity
what you
attack
get
against
for
you.
your cowardice.
That is, however, a relatively low roll, so that is a 16 to hit. As you back away, the bite goes between the two of your companions, otherwise missing, grabbing the air in front before it pulls back with a snarl in preparation.
I successfully took its reaction. Go, my friends, go!
As you say that, and as you move back, you hear the rumbling once again. Sasha, I'd like you to make me a dexterity saving throw, as you're the only character who has moved so far.
Da.
Shit.
Chuckles. We're in danger.
18.
Nice. 18. doesn't beat the DC of
Oh,
19.
come on, man.
It is.
Wait,
as-
wait, no. I get a +1 to saving throws now.
So that's a
19.
19. That passes. In that moment, you are pushed forward as you move out of the way, the earth disappearing from under you. You understand now where the soldiers went when they said they were consumed by the earth, as this thing's mouth reaches out from underneath you and grabs around the earth, tearing away behind you. There is now at least a 15-foot hole behind where you stood, Sasha. As this thing pulls its mouth away and otherwise disappears into the hole, the rock collapsing back in front of it. And that is its turn.
But that's terrible.
End
awful.
of Worms 2's turn. It is going to be Worms 1's turn, as it is going to take a bite at the thing which attacked it, which is you, Rook.
Classic.
Okay, it's going to make its one attack to bite, and it cannot use its stinger in this moment, given the situation and space. That is a 25 to hit, I believe.
Oh, that hits. Yeah.
Okay. S- 21 points of non-magical piercing damage,
Right. 18.
and I would like you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh, dexterity. Oh, guess what I'm not good at?
Oh, you still got your indomitable.
Yeah, I have. Thank God. 8. Nope. I'm gonna use Indomitable then, and that's 13. That's
13?
still pretty crap.
That's not enough versus the DC of 19, you already know, as this thing swallows you. You are now blinded and restrained and are affected by total cover.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Oh, and also you're being eaten.
You are also being eaten, yeah. As the rest of you watch as Rook is woofed down by this thing. As it bites and
sitting
wraps around Rook, you watch as the teeth dig into him as he is pulled away and swallowed. Inside of the creature, go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw for your concentration on Hunter's Mark.
The last thing you hear of Rook is just a sigh. Not again.
Not again.
Drax.
5 plus 10, 15.
That was a...
Oh.
Yeah, I moved it because it was not the case this one. 5 plus 10 is 15. Your total damage you took was 18?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're fine. DC's 10. So yeah, you're fine. You maintain concentration on Hunter's Mark despite this. At which point, the Purple Worm currently has one of your friends and is going to burrow.
What?
Burrow is 30 feet. Yep. It is otherwise going to, at this point, move its head, twist, and burrow into this wall. A piece of it, given that it's at its speed, its body is left behind at this part. Its head is over here. Keep that in mind. Effectively in two places at this time.
Its hide is too thick. I will have to go away it from the inside.
And Rook, you being buried inside the stomach of this thing, you are 20 feet deep in it, so you are 10 foot inside of the wall.
Oh, this is rough.
Okay.
Look, I'm in danger.
Okay. End
You
of
still
its
got
turn.
plus 2d8 damage.
Burn.
Yeah, I have.
It is Bern's turn. Bern, seeing the dire straits that his companions are in, has some 6th level spells.
Do it.
How much is he gonna do for this? I think.
Yes.
A lot. Yes.
Yes.
Just yes.
But this is well. Last time we fought a purple worm, Bern went mad and literally obliterated it overkill.
Yes.
I think Bern will do the same.
Okay.
Right?
Bern dislikes.
In which case, you watch as he he is going to hold his action because Chris is smart, as he is going to hold a twinning spell Disintegrate. Or when another purple worm emerges, he's going to hit 2 of them at the same time with a Disintegrate spell. And that is his turn.
All right.
Oh, that's scary, and I love it.
Yeah, he's done this once before, and it's because I advised him to do it, and so I'm having him use it now. Alright, end of Bern's turn. It moves into Malcom. It is your turn. The dragon body. The dragon of you otherwise sits in location with the purple worm in front of you, burrowed partially into the wall, carrying Rook, as you hear the sigh of him being carried away.
Frost breath.
Frost breath?
Yep, I'm frost breathing it.
Okay, con save, I believe.
I believe so. Yes, I'm double
Oh,
checking.
I would have thought that'd be a deck save.
Cold breath.
No, I believe fire and all that.
It is a con.
It is a con. That is a 27 on its con save.
I mean, it succeeds.
Takes off damage still.
Take that damage. Yeah.
Yeah, takes some frostiness in its belly region.
Harlan,
65! That's pretty
stop
good.
doing that.
After 32 points of damage for a successful save, 32 is pretty scary. Okay, as this thing takes the hit, it freezes on the outside, bits of flesh almost crumble under it, the bone being frozen and mortally exposed to the outside temperature. Bits of it are exposed as bits of the shards of the spikes on its outside otherwise crumble and peel off of its skin in the frost element of it.
I would like to use a key point, please, since this is an attack action.
Yep.
Flurry of blows.
Fuck.
Flurry of blows, okay.
Using dragon food.
Dragon Foo, go ahead and roll me an attack roll, please.
I'm
Or
just
two
gonna-
attack rolls, sorry. These
Crouching
will both
Malcolm is
be
dragon.
claw attacks because the bite
Yeah.
is part of the main attack action.
Alright, that is a +7.
+7, both of them miss as you go and strike the harder outerior. Your claws bounce off, otherwise unable to strike and dig in. You kind of pull back and snarl for a moment as you land back onto your front claws. Okay.
And
Is that
then-
the end of your turn?
Would be B's turn.
Now it is B's turn, correct? What's B doing?
Well,
Fucking
considering... I think B would move up just enough to get in range of 10-foot attack. Yeah, 10-foot attack.
Okay.
And then hit with the tail.
Okay.
That's the 10-foot range.
Okay, I'm just checking the effect that B is currently under. No, okay, that won't interfere. Okay, I'd like you to roll me a general stealth check for B as she is moving, but she's not touching the versus their passive perception.
Stealth, that's a
What, sorry?
15.
You won't know yet if that has an effect or not. Okay, go ahead and roll me the attack roll for the
Tail.
for the tail. Yes.
Nope.
Natural 1. As the tail goes to strike against it, it ricochets off the outside. The worm is present that she's there, and as a result, it breaks her stealth. Okay. Alrighty then. End of your turn, Malcom. Elsyan! You see this thing try and swallow up Sasha. You see it successfully swallow up Rook. You watch as Bern is holding there with finger guns ready of two dark green bits of energy beaming from the tips of his fingers.
Not my fault. Elsyan saying, knowing full well, it is his fault. See, Chris, here's the thing. Oh, what am I doing? 7 side points, Psychic Assault. Just on it. I don't care where.
Okay. So
Just on its body.
Psychic Assault.
Yeah, the blast ones.
Yeah.
I would do Psychic Organization, but I don't think this thing has a brain like other things have a brain, but I don't know for certain.
Okay. So Psychic Assault on that thing. Do you wish to put the secondary effect anywhere in particular, or?
Well, they've got to be on points I can see, don't they?
Correct, but they go 20. But they are what? 10-foot radiuses?
Shove it down there.
They're 20.
Where-
They're
where's the
10.
10
They're 10-foot radii. So they're that big. So putting one there makes sense. Where do you want to put the second? Because this could potentially hit another one.
Oh, nice.
Because it does go through
there was
walls.
the
You have to
There
base
was
it on
the
the map.
hole that went down my one. You could try and shove it as far down there as you can.
Yeah, that's not a stupid idea.
Okay. Which case?
I mean, I get a feeling that's not going to be there. We've already moved off, but
Okay.
Make it
Elsyan, what is your DC? It may have beat it.
18.
Okay, that's a -3.
Okay, so even if we get the only way it can win is to get natural 20.
Seems
No
like
two.
it, yep. As that was a natural 2. Yeah, these things have 1 intelligence, which means you can't actually sense them. They're dumb as bricks.
What the
But you
fuck?
do know that they're a thing, and they do have a brain to be massively hurt.
I would like it known there are
Yeah.
plants that are more intelligent
Yeah,
than these.
there are.
Chris, can you just look at my roll, please? Because I don't believe that those are 3 ones there, but it's telling me there are.
Yeah.
Do you mean 4?
Oh, well.
ones?
No,
Oh,
that's
that's
a
a
7.
7.
That's a
No,
7.
you're right. That is a 7. That's me. Okay.
Don't do that to me, Chris.
As you cast the 2 lots of Psychic Assault, you hit one for certain. You aren't sure if you hit anything with the other one, as you do 27 points of psychic damage, which is a good amount. This thing recoils in pain as you watch its body quivers around the outside. It begins to bleed rather heavily. It's not having a good day.
Would you say it is bloodied?
Seems like it.
I don't like that scene.
God, I fucking hope so.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
Well, Elsyan saw what happened the last time someone in this party moved, and they almost got eaten. So no, he is not going to do anything else.
Okay.
Or he can't.
Okay, in which case... it is Worm 3's turn. None of you moved.
Oh, boy.
B struck Worm 1, which means Worm 1 knows where it is, but otherwise can't do anything. Worm 3 doesn't know where anybody is, so it's going to roll a...
I mean, if he's flying, does it actually know where she is?
she used the tail attack on number 1, which means that it revealed her location to it, but not necessarily to any of the others, as
Okay.
her stealth check of 15 enough.
You.
They don't know where anybody is right now. They are going to...
Rush out at random.
No. Okay. Roll d20s.
Is this scatter dice time?
Not
That thing
quite.
could potentially hit all of us.
As you
so-
watch as this one, as it burrows through its previous hole and otherwise sticks its head out, and you watch as it
Go, Bern, go!
as it breathes out and then in again. Bern at this point unleashes 2 shots of disintegration. First one as it hits it, that is a total of 1 on its dexterity saving throw from the blue one, and that second one is a total of 6, both of which fail.
Alright.
Disintegration, if I don't know this spell well enough. What does it do?
I'll look it
Character
up.
sheet of Bern, it does 10d6 plus 40 force damage.
Okay. This will turn the worm to dust around Rook, right?
If it kills it, yes.
Okay.
If,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if it
Assuming that this thing
doesn't
would
kill it, then it's...
Okay, so that is 31 plus 40 force damage. That is 70 force damage. Just remove that and put it at that.
So, I'm
Oof.
guessing that
Okay. At this
Both?
moment... Oh, wrong hit point ball. Put that back up to that and put that down. Okay. At this moment, as the disintegrate targets both of them, this one knows where your party is now. So it is going to re-burrow into the ground and disappear up until further notice. Bits of it are other... Or no. No, it can go down as it didn't go all the way. And it pulls itself back down and begins to burrow once again, the earth trembling below you. This one takes a significant amount of damage. Oh, okay. Rook. You feel the belly of this thing rupturing. As the disintegration hits, given that its mouth is currently in earth and it can't vomit you out, You watch as the disintegration hits the side of the worm, and you otherwise spill out onto the floor prone. You watch as you are ruptured from the belly onto the ground once again, covered in this acidic muck and slime. You are still blinded, but you are no longer restrained. As you slip onto the floor covered in this, the rest of the party sees you, and in this moment, he smells awful. But he's alive.
Thanks.
And you've got a holy axe.
Yeah.
You still have a holy axe, yeah.
I like to imagine the axe is completely clean, and he is just filthy.
Okay. Queglod. In this moment, as you stand there, you watch this, and you think to yourself, Behold would have loved this fight. For the first round of combat, you can take an action or a bonus action, but not both.
Oh my god, you angsty motherfucker.
Okay, shut the fuck up, you little bitch.
Okay, we've got a replacement for him now. Rook is admirable at it.
He got eaten. It's traumatic.
And he's not
He's
dead this
doing
time.
the same as Bern.
Actually,
Not
technically
bad.
he's doing the same as Sasha.
As Behold, sorry. He's doing just as well as Behold would have done. Behold would have gotten eaten,
I mean-
and Behold would fight his way out from the inside.
Behold would have deliberately done the Drax thing, getting eaten on purpose to hit from the inside.
That is
not
true.
not
I mean-
believing that the skin is any thinner from the inside, but purely for the extra challenge of it.
Now, we also know that. Now we love Behold, or we loved Behold, but he wasn't really one for conversation. Rook is a bit more, conversational.
Just laying on the floor. I can hear you.
I'm
And
not
I
deaf and
thank you.
only blinded.
And
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
keep swinging.
So
Is
Queglod.
this thing still alive, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just
fuck.
because it failed its DC 30 something con save to keep Rook down,
Weak.
and it can't and it can't otherwise throw up him into dirt. Rook is otherwise spilled out of the side of the belly
Okay. Well,
by disintegration.
Queglod's a little out of it, and so it's just going to do what comes most naturally, which is of course Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
I mean, this thing's like armor is falling apart or whatever, so if I can try and spear it in its weak points, maybe I can finish
Okay.
it off.
It
Alright,
will have
fell out.
3/4 cover because of the dragon and the
That
surrounding
sucks.
dirt, so it will have a +5 to its AC.
Oh, I can't see over.
Durgan, don't apologize.
What do you mean? You can see this one. The red one otherwise burrowed back into the ground after being hit
Yeah,
by
yeah.
disintegration, and the green one is nowhere to be seen.
This
Yeah, I
stuff
know.
definitely does know where we are, though.
Yeah. Okay.
Or at least it definitely knows where Bern is.
It has
I
a
mean, that
guess.
could reposition. We are all very grouped up. No, I'll go with what I
Actually,
have for now.
could we make the argument that it knows the direction Bern is in?
It's hard to tell. I mean, it's underground and it disappeared, suggesting that it might know where you are now, but hard to say. Or it might just be taking cover.
Okay, well, I feel like the 2 probably misses, and I mean, those are going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a 29s total. I think even with the +5 from 3/4 cover, those 2 probably hit.
So that is
And I'm guessing the 7 doesn't hit unless its base AC is 2.
no.
Oh, no, sorry, it'd be 12, sorry. So, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah. So damage
Um,
is 12 plus 10.
Yeah, that's charisma modifier twice, so yeah,
Okay.
plus 10, so
22 points of force damage as you fling out the 3 needles towards this thing. One of them ricochets off to the side, otherwise disappearing and striking against the wall a bit. The other 2 dig into almost the exact spot as the disintegration. There are small, almost like depth charges, as you watch as this thing's flesh bulges for a moment before bits of air and other gore are pushed out of the small holes where the needle. Takes 20 points of damage. It's still standing. It is horrifically wounded, though.
We got this.
Okay, Rook, it's your turn. You are blinded, and you are prone.
Oh, how the hell do I fix this?
I mean, you can just use your movement to get up.
Yeah,
Please.
it's the blinded.
Blinded,
I've-
blinded. You're probably gonna have to use your action to wipe your blindedness away from your eyes.
Okay, is that my whole action or
That will be your
one
whole
of my...
action.
Glorious. Checks out. All right, fine. Then
I mean, you could. I mean, I'm fairly certain that you can still attack with disadvantage.
Yeah, you can still attack with disadvantage. It's just disadvantage.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna stand up and I'm just gonna. I've got to make sure I word this correctly. I'm gonna flail it the direction that I think I come out.
Okay. Go ahead and make me attack rolls with disadvantage, please. So I'll take these in pairs going up to. Okay.
17.
So these are with a plus 11 to hit. 17, 22, and 15. Okay. I would like you to re-roll the 2 misses, please. And Malcolm, what is
this
your
one?
AC? Yep.
Oh, shit.
That one was
sorry.
a hit, I know that. And the other one? Okay, so that's a 23 to hit. Does that hit you, Malcolm?
It meets.
Okay, and that means that the 8 misses. So go ahead and roll me 1d12 damage plus 2d8 for the radiant weapon against
I'm so sorry, Malcolm.
against Malcolm. Oh, ignoring the d10.
Yeah.
Malcolm, you take 27 points of damage, 13 of which is radiant. As it digs into your, as the axe digs into your flesh, you feel the hardness of the attack as it breaks in through scales. You realise that isn't him, as the other attack that you would go to swing glances, but as the third one digs into the worm itself, go ahead and roll the damage for that, which is again 12 plus.
Oh, and Hunter's Mark.
Plus, oh, yep, and Hunter's Mark, so that's an additional d6. Go ahead. Rerolling 1s and 2s.
Is that the radiant damage?
That's the radiant damage. You're
Does that
still
get-
allowed. You're still allowed to do it. It's regardless of what it is, but yeah.
Right. Well,
That is
Sure.
20 plus 6, which is 26 points of damage. As you dig into it, taking the axe swing overhead, it digs into the flesh of the creature, and you pull it back. As you do so, you watch as a bit of its flesh, and you watch as you have otherwise split into parts of the heart, and you watch as it begins to decay and die. It still blocks your path, but it is dead.
Yeah!
it's unfortunate.
One down. 2 to go.
You're welcome! I'm sure my extra 6 damage there really helped.
You did actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll be
Without it,
surprised
you wouldn't have
how
killed it.
Yeah, it's true.
Would have left it on 2 health.
Well, I guess I can't do anything with my last attack.
Yeah. Bonus action. You wouldn't have anything else to do with an attack wise. You have second wind.
I do have second wind. I'm gonna just second wind, just because I can.
Okay. You tap yourself on the chest. You second wind. You otherwise heal yourself for your 1d10 plus 11.
Yeah,
Yeah, 1d10 plus 11. And
16. Nice.
because you are still covered in a small portion of the acid, you take 10 points of acid damage,
Nice.
which is a lot less than you would have otherwise potentially taken from being inside it still. But
Glorious.
take 10 points of acid damage as you are still covered in the stuff. As it begins to slide off of your skin and onto the floor. You will not be taking any further acid damage.
Perfect.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw for Hunter's Mark, and then that is your turn. Sasha, you're on deck.
That is 12.
Okay.
20.
Do I have any way at all of... is there a perception I can do to try and work out where these fuckers are?
It would take your action, because that would be the search action.
Okay, not going to do that. Okay. Could I ready an act? Okay, if I ready an action, I can't use my bonus action, can I?
You can use all of your other actions except the held action, because the held action moves on. So you can spend your
Okay.
movement moving, and then you can spend your bonus action casting a spell. But if you then have your held action to cast Sacred Flame, then that's your held action and that's your turn.
Okay, well then, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon, second second level. That's normal.
It cannot strike at
Um,
anything, but it spawns
Why can't it strike anything?
because there's nothing to hit.
Yeah, everything's in the earth.
It can hit the ground, making a tremor.
Okay.
So
Roll me an attack roll for it then.
I'm trying to hit the fucking ground. I mean, this can't be too difficult.
Yeah,
Impossible.
hits the ground.
Yeah. It
Do you
hits-
intend to do damage?
Do you want me to do damage, Chris?
It's fine. Where do you want to use your spiritual weapon? Has to be in an area you can see, so anywhere ahead from this side, given this thing's died in the way.
I was going to try and do it as close to this thing as possible. Sort of basically you hitting the thing against the remains of the corpse into the ground, so that it sort of sounds like maybe to them like a person stepping rather than
So a
just
muffled
some-
boom. Okay.
yeah.
You hit the surface of the purple worm. Whether it will have an effect, you're not quite sure.
That's fine. I thought I'd give it a go, you know.
Yeah.
If
And
this
my
causes me to get
bonus-
eaten,
and
I'll
my
cry.
and my bonus action, my held action, because I'm still not moving, is going to be the spell Raven's Bleed. The moment I see any one of these worms that is still alive
Okay.
appear.
Go to think about holding the spell, and you realise that it's too much strain on your body to cast 2 spells.
Oh
per
my
turn.
god, I'm a fucking idiot. You're right. Sacred Flame. Sacred Flame.
I told you the exact scenario
Actually,
as well.
no. Sacred Flame. What's the?
Word of
Yeah,
Radiance will
Sacred
get
Flame.
allied. Sacred Flame, you
Yeah.
hold it in preparation for the first worm that appears, or attacks, or present,
Mhm.
seen.
The first worm that does a thing.
The first worm that does a thing that you can see. Got it.
Mhm.
Alright, at that moment you hold the Sacred Flame waiting. At that moment you feel a rumble. As number 2 knows where you are as it tried to strike out at you last turn. And given your location, I would also like Queglod and I would like Elsyan to go ahead and roll me dexterity saving throws as well.
I'm so sorry, guys.
It's fine.
You've killed me. No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. I mean, he hasn't right now. Oh god.
Okay,
8. No, 7. It's just straight 7.
7. Queglod?
I get hit.
We established that the DC was 18 and 19. Oh, okay, I'm dead either way then. I got a 17.
Go 17. And Elsyan?
Blasted 20.
20. Elsyan, seeing the earth move below, you're like, oh, there's a worm there. You take a step back, it misses you. But you watch as Sasha's there like, I'll get him next time. Vroom, as it eats around her. I will say in this split second you are not blinded by it, so go ahead and roll the damage. I'll roll the dex save, which it fails spectacularly.
I
with
mean,
7.
I don't think there's much of a way it can.
Yeah.
succeed.
True. That is
Uh,
14 points of radiant damage. Okay, doing 14 points of radiant damage. You, as you hit the outside of it, or the inside of it with the radiant energy as it otherwise glows for a moment, lighting up the inside of a toothy maw and the inside of it. The earth otherwise is compressed and crushed around you as you are pulled inwards. You are now blinded and restrained. Same with you, Queglod, as you are swallowed. At this point, given its position and the movement it had to get here,
I can get us out of this if you want.
okay.
If you want, of course.
So
Just quick looks like, nah, that's
Okay.
alright, I'll just hang around in this
it,
belly.
its head is otherwise here, Elsyan. Actually, no, it would be here because it tried to swallow. Its head is otherwise here as it pulls up with its head. It lays there for a moment as it crushes the last bits of rock in its mouth, and that's its turn.
Well, that could have gone better.
Probably. Worm 1 is dead. It is Bern's turn. Bern, at this point, you watch as he kind of sits there for a moment, looks at this one, and notes that portions of it are injured. It's going to cast Major Rupture. This is a serious fight. Do that. Do. And oh, that's a Constitution saving throw. Yeah, it's what he'd do. It's that, or he casts Fireball in a confined space with Elsyan around. No.
I don't know what you're on about.
Or he
mean-
fires it in its mouth and hits the two party members. So either way, it's a lose-lose. So he's going to do that.
Hey, I'm
Constitution-
resistant to fire damage. I'll take a fireball.
What? Oh,
That's
I'll
a
give you
Queglod.
cold damage.
oh my goodness! This
Not
thing
for
actually
one.
failed its con save. That's a 14 versus DC of what is its DC?
I think it's
It's gotta be
18.
at least 18.
It's 20.
Oh.
Yeah,
So
because
that's
he has an
22
artifact which
hit.
increases his DC, plus he's got 22 charisma. So
So he's
How
got
does
the
he have
same
that much
DC as
charisma
me.
again?
you don't know. Nobody's ever questioned him. He's
We need to ask that
Nobody-
question. How has he managed to
technically
break
nobody-
that 20 barrier?
How is
Only
everyone
played with
so
a deck of
much
many
better
things.
than... Oh, Jesus.
no, if you have
Okay,
a question
so-
how he was able to break it, and he's had it for like 20 sessions or more now.
Well, we don't know his character sheet, Chris.
I think
I know,
he
but
said
he's
about
mentioned
something
it.
He
to do with
never
the orc.
talked to us.
He's mentioned it several times. I'll say that.
Yeah, so I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I think I know.
Yeah, he's mentioned it. The orb and all that. Like
Yeah.
me and Malcolm and him have sat down and had a conversation.
Okay, so this thing failed its con save. Still kind of baffled over that, but sure. This is Major Rupture. What damage does Major Rupture do? I should know, this is my own spell. 10d8. It takes 50 points of necrotic damage. Woof. That's not nice.
Bye-bye, little wormy.
Ow.
If only
And
was-
it will take half of that at the beginning or the end of its next turn as well. Man, that's mean. Nasty spell. Maybe I should nerf
Yeah,
it.
it's
Not
almost
right
like
now.
you made it.
No,
I'll do it.
Chris,
I'll do it later.
Don't
can't nerf
don't
it.
nerf stuff on the fly. That
No, end of the campaign.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
Could
Not
you
now.
could go back to go back to Old Mystic? That was more powerful. please, Dad.
It got its own buffs in its own way.
I
you
know it
that.
did. I know it did.
Okay, so that is it succeeded its con save to keep you two swallowed.
Oh man.
As you watch as a portion of it bleeds and breaks open its mouth, otherwise remaining there, it keeps it shut and held in, as it does not barf up your two party members. End of Bern's turn, as he does not want to move in fear of angering anything further. Malcom.
Please
Frost
kill
breath.
this thing.
Frost breath.
Roll me a d6 to recharge.
It's not a recharge.
Could be.
It's oh wait, yeah, it is a.
It is a recharge.
I
I was
didn't.
gonna say.
It's not a 5 or
That's not a recharge.
Yeah, it's a
That's
5
broken
or a
as
6.
shit.
Nope.
I'd also like to point
Well-
out you would probably hit your allies as well, but there are ways
Not
to
if I
manipulate
angled
that
it.
you shouldn't. But
Not if
still.
I angled it properly.
But yeah,
Well,
so
can I have B move first?
yeah, sure.
I would like B to move like
Are you
Ooh,
commanding
sure.
B? Keep in mind this takes a bonus action.
yes, bonus action, move B over there.
Right.
Actually, if I put B here, would it give me advantage on attacking?
If you moved here, yeah.
Yeah, that's where I was planning on moving.
Okay.
I can't move anywhere else.
Okay.
And of course, I can fly, so
Okay, so B moves around the other side to otherwise give you advantage. Taking her own tail swing with advantage. That is a natural 20. That hits. Doing 86 plus something slashing damage.
alright. I'm gonna let's see, 10,
Pretty
2
nice.
times, 2 6. Alright, so I'm just gonna roll all 3.
Okay.
to start with.
So
With advantage.
is this your attack roll? These are your attack rolls?
Yes, that's the first attack roll.
The bitey bite.
Yep.
Doing the damage, I believe B does 26 damage with that attack.
I believe the second one misses. Yeah.
Yep, most likely. It's with a +7.
Plus
First one
7.
hits. Second one Hits. Third one hits.
Alright, so I need
So 1 bite and 1 claw.
these two and these.
Okie
Oh, I also need this.
Also not incapacitated by B's tail swing. What's the D8 for?
The D8 for the cold damage from the bite.
Ah, right. So doing
So
30 plus
30 plus 8. Yeah, 30 plus 8.
plus 8, 38 damage to this thing. Okay. You hit, as you strike this thing, the bite digging into the flesh. You watch as it otherwise recoils as best it can. You watch as the outside of its skin and hide begins to frost and crystallize as you pull away a chunk. Swiping at the open wound, you dig in your claws into part of its jaw, pulling away. It succeeds on its Constitution saving throw. Party members are otherwise still inside as you dig into it, but it is heavily wounded as parts of its jaw and its skin are otherwise peeling away and off.
And I move back.
End of that. It is Elsyan's turn.
Okay then. 7 points psychic inquisition. Elsyan has started to lack chill.
7 point of Psychic Inquisition. Intelligence saving throw. 7.
Natural 20.
This is of course obviously onto Sasha. No, the worm. This time.
On Sasha. Sasha, roll me an intelligence saving throw. You took off
No,
her ring too early.
obviously not.
She
The
took off her ring of
doesn't
mind
actually help
shielding.
me with intelligence saving throws.
Hmm?
The ring didn't actually help me with intelligence.
No, but it means you take half psychic damage. I thought.
It did?
Yeah, it's psychic damage. And how you aware that when you die, your sentence gets put into the ring?
Also
Right.
true.
It's a form of immortality, Harlan. It's not just
Actually, no. That might have been
Look.
something I did keep away from her, like as a general note, so that she didn't try and utilize it. I think, but oh well.
that.
Cat's
Mate,
out of the bag now.
Come on, man. If he's identified it, that's an effect of the.
He never
like,
did.
Didn't he?
I did!
Did you?
That does not. Yeah, I was gonna say that does not sound like a Harlan thing to do.
Because I remember you bought it from Abod. Well, no, not Abod, Ozbone.
Yeah, and I identified it the next chance we got when we were in the tavern.
Either way.
Okay, well, okay, that's something to
You
keep
still
in mind.
got the ring.
Oh yes, you know that it does this. You just don't know if it already has one in it.
Ah, yes. How do I find that out? Did we ever work out how to find that out?
Nope.
You know what? I'm just gonna have Queglod try and suck a soul out of it.
Oh my god.
Consider talking to your local telekinetic or telepathic.
Anyway,
Telepathetic.
telepathetic. Much better. Okay. So, go ahead and roll your damage for your Hammer of Inquisition, please.
Oh right, yes, I forgot that.
Yes, it does damage. Oh no.
Let me zoom in, so I'll zoomed all the way out.
That's fine. Assume that I was going to need to make a con save for this. Yep.
Right, how many dice? That was.
Succeeds its save to keep you guys woofed down.
Chris, it is, if it is possible, I get that it's a big thing and there might be, but if it's possible to, it is restrained and grappled.
Yep. That's fine. It's restrained and grappled as its muscles seized. It is unable to move.
Those two are stuck in there until this thing goes limp. I've made this worm rigid and I'm gonna stop talking now.
Nice.
As Elsyan, as you have that thought in your mind, you've made this worm rigid. You watch as the rock beneath Malcom and Rook breaks open as Malcom. Unfortunately, Sasha, where you use spiritual weapon to guide your attention towards that point. Unfortunately,
Oh.
the big dragon moving around did unfortunately draw the
Yeah.
attention of.
Undo that.
Yeah. It would have bitten the underside of this worm and potentially cleared your path. However, it is now
I
taking a
had
bite.
no-
I'd like you to make me dexterity saving throws. Malcolm, as you are in your current size and you cannot fly or move away into other people's spaces, I would like you to make it with disadvantage, please.
I'm gonna be eaten
Like,
again.
we can agree that
Well,
like
no.
it was a good idea. Just
Shit,
pause
here's
the
my
movement.
indomitable. Fuck me.
Okay. Total?
5, 6. Oh, well.
Malcolm?
I guess I have to take the dex.
Wait, have you
Right.
used your Indomitable? What?
You used
Yeah,
his
trying to
Indomitable on
dodge the
previous-
first one. Malcolm, it
Uh,
looks like it's me and you in this worm again.
16.
But you didn't dodge the first one. You got eaten. Remember?
That's the
Yeah,
point.
no, I
he
failed
failed
it
the save,
twice.
then he used Indomitable to make the roll again.
And failed again.
Yeah.
16.
Okay, the both of you are eaten up as Worm 3 otherwise comes up from the earth. The rock splits and the mouth wraps around the two of you. It just uses entire movement to get there. Nothing else, you're otherwise blinded and restrained, as it currently lies there.
I apologize, Rook, if I get my breath weapon back.
It's
Um,
fine. I've got like 148 health. I'm pretty sure you can't do that in one hit.
No,
You can try.
I can try.
Okay, end of that. Queglod, you are blinded and
Yeah.
restrained, but you can use your action and your bonus action.
Woohoo!
Oh, nice.
I mean, there's not a lot I can do. I mean, most spells.
I'm just going to message Infernal and let him know that he missed both purple worm fights.
Cool. I mean, just to clarify,
Also tell him he's dead.
spells require line of sight on the target, right?
Eldritch Blast? Or what spell?
Well, just in general, that's the rule. So they wouldn't. Well, I mean, Eldritch Blast, for example, sure.
I believe because it's an attack roll, you don't need line of sight. You can fling where you think it is.
Okay.
It'd be hard
something
for
like-
Elsyan or Queglod to miss this, wouldn't it?
It will not necessarily, because remember she's got to hit a part where it's not going to just glance off or fizzle, where it's not going to hit a bit of acid and cause that to explode, but cause no interior damage. It is restrained, so she does have advantage, but she's blinded, so it's disadvantage because she's got to hit it at the right place and have the spell actually go off.
So it's at standard because it's all negated.
It's at standard because you're inside of it. I will say the AC is reduced given you're inside of it.
Okay.
But it would still be flat rolls.
Yeah. But spells like, for instance,
Spells
like
that,
Silver Wind.
yeah,
which
ones that
require
require line of sight, and it usually almost all of the ones which do that are saving throws. So
Yeah.
as a result, because they require line of sight, you can't have the spell go off without doing that. You could try and guess, but then I'd probably have potential rolls for allies to get hit as well. Depending
Try
on
and
the
guess,
spell.
but then I'd have to kill you.
What about Armor of Agathos? That's range of self. Would that be
That'd be fine.
possible? Okay.
Oh, that's very clever.
I'm uncertain if it's like digestive process would trigger. But either way, the temporary HP would be nice, so I am going to cast that.
There's only one way to find out. As
Let's see.
As you cast Armor of Agathis, the moisture from the inside clings to you as best you can. You feel
Oh,
you're
no.
restrained, and it begins to burn against your skin. But strangely enough, you feel comforted as you feel a hand placed on your shoulder as you hear the voice say, "Not yet. Keep fighting." As you hear a voice otherwise echo through your mind. Whether it was audible or not, you are otherwise unsure. In that moment, the armor clings to your surface, the crystals jut out from the armor itself, and you have 25 temporary hit points.
Yeah, 25.
Okie doke. Alrighty then. Is that your turn, or...?
I mean, I can't move. There's not really a lot I can do for a bonus action.
Okay.
So no, that's my turn.
Alrighty then. Rook, it is your turn. You're inside of this thing. Again.
Cool.
This
Excellent.
one
This
You
feels
are-
like the story of my life.
You are still blind, and you are restrained. Extra disadvantage, even though it doesn't stack.
God. Right. Okay. I'm going to use my bonus action to just move my hunter's mark.
It requires a target you can see, unfortunately.
Oh, right. Okay. Fine. I won't bother moving my hunter's mark then. Last time I took flailing swings at Malcom.
And he is still in here with you.
It's fine. It'll be the most damage I've taken in this place. Fine.
How much damage have you taken? I took 12 damage. Why are you on such low HP?
Try
Alright.
make the argument that
The only-
as long as Rook isn't actually a moron, he'll know to hit the thing he's standing on.
Like,
He's restrained. He's swinging as best he can. He doesn't control what he hits. He's trying to cut something from
Oh.
the side.
Fair enough.
And blind.
And
Was really
blind.
not help.
I
Okay.
was mainly thinking about the blindness in that one, but yeah, the restraint
Yeah.
might make it difficult.
Yeah, if it was just blind,
Really?
then yes, that would make sense that he could just swing down. But in this case, because he's restrained as well, it's flesh pushing against him.
Alright,
Don't-
well, I'm just
Don't
gonna
fight
take
as
3
a thing that
swings.
makes him immune to restrained or something.
There's a spell that does it, but nobody's cast it on him. Right, go ahead and
Um,
make him the attack roll.
Hang on. Sod this. I'm gonna invoke the gauntlets.
Okay. In this moment, you think you invoke them. There's probably a glow, but you can't see anything, and you're
I have
restrained.
no idea. Excellent. Well, I'm just gonna live on the pretense that they are. I'm gonna take all 3 attacks and hope that something happens, maybe?
Okay. Does it have to make
Malcolm
dexterity
comes
saving
out
throws for each of these?
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna have each of them just. Okay.
I mean, I'd like to see how it's gonna make a dexterity saving throw.
I know. That's why I'm
Quite
like,
interesting.
it can't. There's no way. I also need to check, is this an AoE technically? Or does this just do additional damage?
It just does additional damage.
It does
as far as
additional
I
damage.
know.
Okay, go ahead and roll me 3 attack rolls with disadvantage then, please. If you use this on a weapon attack, the target must make a dexterity saving throw of 15 or take the additional damage per meteor as part of the attack. This damage does not benefit from critical hits.
For his actual attacks, he still has. Holy
Okay,
weapon,
so
right?
you only expend them when you hit the target, and you may expend 1 or 2. You have
I
6.
expend. Yeah, I expend 2, so it's gonna be 4 of them plus the holy weapon. I think 3 of them.
Okay.
2 of them hit.
So we have the first one with disadvantage, that misses.
Yep.
Second one is a 21,
21.
hits, and the next one, yeah, that hits. 27. So
Cool.
that is a total of 2d12 plus 4d8
Sure would have been nice if I could have moved my hunter's mark as well, wouldn't it? That'd
plus
have been glorious.
4d6, or are you exerting 4 meteors?
Yeah, I'm gonna be. That'd be 2 for every hit that we think.
There you go.
Glorious.
Plus 12, correct?
Plus 12.
Go ahead, rerolling 1s and 2s. You have
1,
1. Oh wow! That's
80.
92 points of damage! And you're inside this thing!
Okay, I don't care what this thing has. Rook cuts himself free. I think we can all agree.
I mean,
This restrained and blind with disadvantage.
it could
Glorious.
still make its con save. The DC would be 45, which is impossible, even with its save. You watch as Rook, but not just Rook, as Malcom are barfed up onto the area in front of you. As best it can, as best you two
Wait,
can
this was the
fit.
one hit by the fucking disintegrate. Is this thing still alive?
No, the disintegrate one's dead.
No,
This
they-
one
we
and
twins
that one got hit by
Yeah,
the-
twins
Oh,
it, didn't
yes, sorry. No, this one is still alive.
Better be close to death.
It's definitely bloody. Whether it's close to death is another matter. But as you cut into it, you cut the portion of its side of its mouth and jaw as you spill out alongside Malcom. You feel the dragon knock you to one side as the two of you fall onto the ground. You are still bloodied. Well, not bloodied. Blind, but you are restrained. Well, not restrained. Prone.
they? Prone.
There we go, I'll get my conditions right eventually. Alright.
Just lay there. You're welcome.
Yep. Um,
Done.
Is it
Yep.
my turn yet?
Sasha, it is indeed your turn as you are on the inside of this thing.
Okay, I mean, I could just be an asshole and banishment myself out of here.
Good.
You could,
Just do
but
damage.
if these things are still alive, then
Just back where you
you're
started.
still back here fighting purple worms.
Alright. Let me see what I can do.
Yeah, what happens? Banish, rest of the party
What
dies,
happens?
comes back, still dead.
Yeah, I have to
No,
fight.
no, if it moves, I'm fine.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
pop
no.
back in space.
If it moves within a minute, I'd come out somewhere else.
Yeah, but then it'll be the
Uh,
last thing of you.
okay. Do I take a risk or do I go for guaranteed damage that might not be enough?
Just damage. But it's your turn, so
I'd say go for the risk, but
Up to you, Sasha. What do you want to do?
Risk has entertainment value.
Also true.
Okay. Can I first of all try and feel out where Queglod is inside here?
I will take that. I will say that will be a search check, and that will be your action.
Okay, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, because
Um,
you're restrained, and you'd otherwise be trying to reach for someone you have no idea where they are. You technically don't even know if Queglod's in here. She might be. You don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna be casting Guardian of Faith inside this thing.
Okay.
I believe that's a point you can see.
Yeah, if it's a point
Nope.
C.
Its exact wording as I have it written down here is:
level
a
is it?
large spectral guardian appears and hovers for the duration in an unoccupied space of your choice. Oh, no, it does have that you can see within range, it's just in a weird place. Okay. No, I'm banishing myself out of here. Bye!
Okay, you fail on your own save against banishment. Sasha is gone, as banishment is concentration, so is your holy weapon.
Yeah, sorry, buddy, but let's be honest, it's not like you need it to do obscene amounts of damage.
Fuck
The hell?
me.
It helped.
If
but,
you
like,
could see
come
your
on
glowing
now.
weapon, you can't anymore. Okay. Sasha is otherwise gone. Tell me if you wish to re-enter the combat. I will say... Actually, you know what? If you wish to re-enter the combat, I'll have you roll a d4. If it is a 1 or a 2, you will enter in that round. If it's a 3 or 4, you'll enter the round after. Sound fair?
Oh, no, I'm staying away as long as possible.
Okay,
'cause,
so
like,
am
I
I.
don't know.
Sasha returns to a plane of existence. Where am I?
Well, I don't feel
Alright.
like looking for her.
I always thought I was a dwarf. It turned
Okay,
out I'm
it
a
is
fire element.
It is Worm 2's turn. Sasha,
Worm two, which
you are
one's that?
still covered in acid, but it is a menial amount of it. Take 7 points of acid damage.
Yay!
My God.
Make me a concentration check for banishment.
Let me take the damage first.
That's fine. Take 7 damage. And Queglod, you take 22 points of damage.
Natural 20.
Okay, you maintain your concentration on banishment, and you're no longer.
I don't know if that means anything, but
This means you're not going to take any more acid damage, as it's only a 1-turn thing. As Queglod, you take 22 points of acid damage. This thing takes 25 cold damage, correct?
yep.
As the rest of you watch, as it swallowed those two and takes a little bit of a beating, you watch as crystal or shards of ice just jam out of the side of its skin, as it otherwise flails there in place. Okay. On its turn, it is badly injured. Yeah, it's going to burrow 30 feet down and away. Sorry, Queglod, you're 60 feet away from the rest of your party.
Okay, well this sucks.
At which point, you have opportunity attacks from Elsyan, B, Malcom, Rook, and Bern.
I'm doing mine.
Bern doesn't have Warcaster, so he can't cast a spell, and he has no melee attack spell things that he can use. Elsyan?
I threw my spear,
and it's gone elsewhere.
but I would have presumed Elsyan would have gotten the fabled umbrella sword.
You've got it back, yeah? You want to make an attack roll with it?
Fuck it. It's something.
Yeah, I'll do
Ah.
the same.
That's an 18.
That hits.
I forget
Wow.
Elsyan's got halfway decent dex.
That does 1d8 plus your dex mod,
Yeah.
which I believe is a +2 or +3.
It's 3.
So 1d8 plus 3 damage. Oh no.
Okay, guys, 10 damage. Guys, I want it known that Elsyan has done a melee attack. And it
Right.
worked!
Hold on. Hold on a second.
Hold on. Just I don't like this.
I'm
don't
checking
like-
whether you still have the ability to do additional psychic damage with your attack rolls.
I don't think I do anymore, Chris.
I think that might have been an old thing, but yeah, it's your
Yeah.
talents deal additional damage, not your attack rolls. Okay.
Yeah. Could I
I'm,
get
I'm,
that?
I'm just
I mean-
flipping this over to show where I am because that was the spot I'll respawn in when
Yeah, that's fine.
eventually my thing breaks down.
Yeah. Okay.
Could I get that +2, please?
I
It would make sense. Make
why would
sense
it be
that he's
+2?
got- Okay, fine.
No, I'm asking why it would be +2.
Well, I mean,
That'd be
The
from,
thing.
that's the dueling feat.
not
Or
the dueling,
fighting
not the. No, I mean for the psychic assault thing. I was being cheeky.
Ah.
I mean,
Right,
it makes sense. I could use my
Um,
brain powers with it.
Malcolm and Rook, if you wish to make opportunity attacks, make
I
them a
am.
disadvantage, please.
Would it be disadvantage cancelled by advantage?
For
of feat.
you, yes. Rook, your total to hit?
That was plus 11, so it's 7, 18.
That hits just.
Jesus.
Nope, I don't.
Go
hit.
ahead, you have a d12, but you do
Yeah.
not have the additional d8.
Okay, well, I will roll because my last 2 stars are going to
Yep.
hit.
Do have your last 2 stars. As you squint, just for the moment, you go ahead and re-roll the 1. Sorry, I'm just doing a thematic moment.
Ow.
Good. Yeah. As you squint for this moment, Malcolm, with your blind sight, you can smell it. But you go to swing from your prone state, and you scrape the ground where you are, just in front of you. It's not quite enough. As Elsyan, you stab the side of the creature with your umbrella sword. And in that moment, it recoils. In that moment, you panic. You think you killed it. And then you notice Rook's axe embedded in the side of it as he is squinted out, and you watch as the side of it explodes. Out from its mouth, Queglod, you are propelled, and you land prone and otherwise blinded on the ground next to it, as this thing is dead. But it lies there, where Sasha otherwise was.
Good luck for that.
Oh,
Sasha.
none of us knew that Sasha did banish, do we?
No, none of
No.
you know.
I mean,
As Sasha is otherwise in another plane of existence, and Sasha hasn't returned. Don't know why.
Where's
hey,
Sasha?
Cutter,
At this
Hey,
moment,
Cutter.
Sasha.
you've still got the third worm behind you, and I believe that is end of turn worms 2 and 1, so Bern's turn at this point.
All right, Bern.
Bern at this point, he's going to do. Unless he wants to use Major Rupture again. He's going to attack it with his spear thingy. He gets 2
Nice.
attacks versus this worm thing. So, 2 attacks. That's not the one that was restrained, it was the other one. So these are just regular rolls with a plus 12 to hit. Oh, yeah, they hit. Doing 3d8 plus 1d7 piercing damage each, plus the additional d6 from the Thorn Bracers. Doing a total of plus 14, 39 points of damage to this other one. Okay. It is otherwise very, very badly wounded as Bern ends his turn, the spear otherwise jamming into the surface of this thing as it recoils in pain, pulling back momentarily. Malcolm, it is your turn. You are blinded. Still.
But I know where it is, because I have blind sight.
You know where it is because you have blind sight.
Alright, recharge.
I believe that nullifies your...
No!
That nullifies disadvantage on blinded, but you are still prone.
I'm getting up.
Get up. standing up once again, you turn to face this thing, kind of sniffing the air. It stings your nostrils, but you're otherwise in place. You take, as this is your first turn outside of the worm, but you still have acid on you, you take 9 points of acid damage.
9 points. Alright. Okay.
It is your turn, and you are doing regular attack rolls here.
I just need a sec. Oh man. When you get a chance after this, can you help me fix the character?
Yeah, can do. What did you break in your character sheet?
My health, the part that says health above health got moved up.
Press Control Z. Unless you did it a while ago.
Oh, okay, there we go. No. Alright.
You mean your
Yeah,
overlay?
I'm gonna go straight into attack. I fixed it.
Okay.
Alright, this is the first 2 attacks. Natural 1.
Natural 1, you go to bite against the surface of its skin. It otherwise recoils, your teeth minorly cracking as you pull back in a little bit of pain. You take 1 point of piercing damage. Pulling back with your bite is otherwise ineffective, but you go for the swing with your claw, striking against the surface of its skin. And your second claw attack.
Oh.
Not quite, but as you go to strike with your second claw, it ricochets off the outside of it. Go ahead and roll damage for that first claw attack, please. 2d6 plus...
Plus 4.
4. Total of 7 points of damage. As you lash out at this thing, you scrape across the portion of its hide, taking away a few bits of scales, but nothing else.
Key again. Key. Flurry of blows.
So this is your last point of key?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead. 2 more attacks then, please. Claws.
Oh, come on!
Okay, first swing against this thing digs in once again in that same spot, but as you go to strike the other side, it otherwise misses. Go ahead and roll damage. A total of 11 points of damage. As your claw digs in, you pull back, tearing away more flesh and hide off this thing. It recoils, pulling back momentarily in pain before it otherwise, or as it otherwise is distracted, but very badly wounded.
I'm having B come in and make an attack as well.
Okay,
Feel
so
it.
B will fly over and attack. That's the closest space B can get to. B makes a regular attack roll. Cannot use tail as it is recharging. This will be a bite attack. That is a 5 plus whatever. That does not hit. As B goes to take a swing with a bite or a slash, it otherwise misses, unable to dig into the hard hide of the worm. Okay, Elsyan.
Alright then, wonderful. Sorry, bear with me, this turn I need to rush to the loop.
That's fine. Probably be.
Why did I move? No, this is the last one anyway. I panicked. I was like, why did I move? Shit.
You take a step forward, thinking for yourself, "Oh no, why did I do that?" Then you pull your umbrella sword free, and you feel happy.
Umbrella sword. Let's get this thing enchanted. I could enchant it. Anyway, enough of that. 7 side points. Inquisition. Hammer of Inquisition.
Rolls, not natural 20. That is a total of -1.
40.
Okay. You stand there, and as you look at this thing, you see the rest of your party is mostly blinded. This is unfortunate, as these things have robbed your party from the ability to see you and
To see
in
my
all your regality. And as you stand there, proud for this moment, snap your fingers, and you watch as its head covers your allies in blood, as its head and mouth explode. Its brain was otherwise crushed in the process of Hammer of Inquisition with its 30 hit points left.
Perfect. I am a magnificent god.
This thing,
Now,
these things
Everyone
are
else is going,
dead.
I can't see.
Combat has not ended though. What do you wish to do? Next in the initiative is Queglod.
I'm just going to quickly go to the toilet.
Go for it.
I mean, I guess first of all, stand up and
get the muck off.
yeah, that.
Okay. You use your action to wipe away the stuff out of your eyes. It stings mildly, but as you wipe it away, you're able to see once again. It's a little bit blurred. You see the corpses around you of the 3 purple worms split and destroyed. And don't see Rook. Don't see B. Don't see Sasha. You see Malcom. You see the white dragon, and you see Elsyan standing proud with a head exploding. And you see Bern, otherwise standing there in preparation for the next anything that might happen.
Okay.
People out of the thing.
Doesn't know you're in there.
I mean, we were next to each other. Would I have known?
You would have seen that you, Elsyan, and Sasha would have been eaten up with it, but you don't know who succeeds and who fails the moment it occurs. So in this situation, you know that you are out, and you know that Elsyan's out. So either Sasha's outside, or she's inside, but this thing's dead. So presumably it vomited you up.
Sasha dead.
And you can't see
Or
2
run
of your
away.
party members right now, which are B and Rook. So
That's just because they're
out of vision.
obscured behind the big
Yeah.
dragon, right?
And the fact that there's a giant purple worm corpse.
Yeah, that's fair.
So right now, you know that there are 3 missing party members. You don't know where anybody else is. So you clear your eyes for a moment. See that all 3 of them are dead.
Okay, I mean, there's not a lot I can do on my turn except
What did happen to Rook and B, by the way?
They were very quiet.
Sorry, I'm not sure what's causing that. Okay. I just wasn't here for a little bit because I was grabbing a drink. Seriously though, what did happen to them?
The 3 worms are dead. Rook, this is your turn.
I am going to stand up and clear the shit from my eyes.
Okay, you're no longer blinded.
Cool. And to call out to everyone to sound off, would that be an action or?
I'll say shouting out to your allies would be the bonus action.
Right, okay.
At which point,
yeah,
in the
go for
follow-up
it.
turns, Bern replies, Malcom replies, clearing the stuff from his face and eyes.
Actually, I wanted to do something else. I
Don't
wanted
want to
to
clear
take-
your face?
I wanted to take advantage of it. I wanted to take advantage of not being able to see and listening the best I can to see if I can hear any more.
Okay, so you take the search action. Go ahead and make me a perception check, please.
That is a 14.
You listen out, you can't hear any more rumbling. You can hear the sound of your companions getting up and clearing their faces.
Alright.
Okay. End of your turn, otherwise answering back in a grumble and stuff. Elsyan clears his throat and announces his presence. He doesn't know where Sasha otherwise is. Actually, no, he'd probably be the only person who does know. So at this point, Elsyan says that Sasha is still within the wood. And Queglod, as it returns back to your turn, you are aware of this now.
okay. Um. I mean, I guess there's not a lot to do but to try and help get Sasha out. So
Okay. And I assume everybody will be helping with this.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
be hacking away
How
in.
long has it been out? Like in terms of what
In
time
character,
has it been?
this is round 3 since your banishment. So they spend the next 6 times 7.
I'm so sorry, guys.
They spend the next number of seconds carving into this thing, trying to tear it open, looking for you as each of them kind of burrow through the bits of flesh here. I will say unanimously, everybody takes 2 points of acid damage.
Taking damage for this fool?
I'll say Elsyan isn't helping because he doesn't want to get himself dirty.
Sick Elsyan.
As you dig through, otherwise looking for Sasha, you watch as the worm corpse begins to slide a little bit back into into the hole from whence it came, given its position at the moment, as does the one behind you. At that moment, you all struggle to grab it, holding it in place as it slides away.
Yep.
At which point you all panic, thinking Sasha's gone. As you're all standing there, Sasha, you reappear to watch the rest of your party currently looking down at the corpse of a purple worm in a hole. Like that scene from Indiana Jones where he just wanders up behind the rest of his companions. Just looks at where they're looking.
It's a real shame.
Do you...
What?
So, how are you all?
What?
Yeah, I'm actively saying that. Hello.
Wow, where the hell did you just come from?
Technically, technically nowhere.
Insight?
Go ahead and roll me an
Agreed.
insight check.
I,
Sasha, make me a deception check.
Doing the same.
If ever there's been a time for a nat 20, it's right fucking now. No, that is a natural one.
Alright!
Rook?
I got 20.
Okay.
This has happened before,
20
guys.
total. Okay. You watch as he says nowhere. You get the general sense.
That was not a deception. That was technically truthful. It's a demiplane. It doesn't actually
It doesn't
exist
actually
most
have
of the
anything
time.
in it, yeah. So persuasion check. Still pretty low with an natural
Do that one. I just don't want it. I just want it to seem like I'm lying.
Yeah. As the rest of you clock on, as you two clock on, Sasha casts banishment on herself to save herself. She's done this before. It happened when she was swallowed by a giant Morbin tyrant.
Can I slap Sasha with my tail, please? Please.
Not doing any damage, but you slap Sasha.
No.
Hey, look.
You
Look.
don't abandon the squishy, Miss Tank. Mr.
What?
Tank. Whatever you
the
are.
Wait, who? Wait, what squishy? I just got eaten. What? I was blind
You all
in there.
got eaten. You abandoned the squishy.
Oh, I'm sorry, Queglod. I didn't realize.
No, it's fine. In future, if you get eaten and we can't find you in the aftermath, are we
Just
we
wait a
okay to
minute.
just assume that you've vanished before?
Like, just wait like a minute, maybe 30 seconds. That would be better. I don't know.
I mean,
Like-
this isn't the first time this has happened, and I get the feeling it won't be the last. So we need a sort of protocol for this.
Well,
Yeah,
you
okay.
died.
If
Holy
Elsyan
weapon
can't, if
dispelled.
Elsyan can't sense my banishment, it's a concentration spell. If Elsyan can't sense my brain somewhere, then assume that I've just banished myself.
Or died.
Yeah. If I've died, then I've died. What do you? You probably wouldn't find me anyway. So, meh.
Minor
Jesus
pedantic
Christ.
point.
Hmm.
This is just not a character thing, but you said that like holy weapon cancelled out because banishment is also concentration. But can you
Yeah.
concentrate on an effect that's going on in a different plane of existence?
Yes.
Yes.
Nice. Good to know.
The only thing which interrupts concentration is damage, falling unconscious, which banishment doesn't state you do. And
It's incapacitated, but there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with being incapacitated and concentrated.
exactly. Otherwise, if that were the case, there would be a lot of things which would be very powerful against casters. For example, hypnotic pattern, when cast on yourself as being caught in the influence, would break your own concentration.
It is
Which would
not
be-
great.
Dumb. Want to punish the caster for making that mistake. But anyway.
Mhm.
So as you otherwise sit there, the rotting corpse is otherwise lying around you, broken open, partially disintegrated, bleeding and frozen. Queglod, you have 1 temporary hit point left. Do 25
One.
damage to something.
And don't you fucking forget it, because I'm gonna do 25 damage to some poor spider.
Now, I do have to
Oh,
ask, how long does that last?
I think it's
At
an
least
hour.
An hour, I think.
Okay, so it will last the rest of the dungeon. Great,
Yay.
Nice.
pretty much. Okay,
I'm gonna try and get a tooth out of this thing.
I want.
I'd
So-
like to try and find this thing's ass and steal its stinger.
I mean,
Good luck
we'd
with
have
that one.
better luck on this one over here.
all of them are mostly buried underground. You have to dig through quite a lot. This would take a long process to
I just want to take a chunk of one.
like flesh or.
Yep, as proof.
Okay, so you bite into a portion of it, tear away the
Oh.
flesh. No way to preserve
actually,
it. But you...
do you mind if can I just flip this to have a look? Yeah, could we grab a spike? One of its spikes that it's got on it.
You can grab
Got
spikes,
spikes? I have
Yeah.
spikes in the tavern. 3 of them.
Yeah, let's grab some of the spikes.
yeah. Okay. Are you
I'll add
doing
to
this
my
carefully
stack.
or quickly?
I'll do this carefully.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a couple of teeth because I've already got
While
spikes.
while they're doing that, can I try and make
some
a
gloves.
path through the?
What roll did you want there? Because that's a 19, whatever it is.
It's a survival check. And hold on, what were you saying, Malcolm?
I was asking while they're doing that, can I try and like get us through here since we were going that way anyways?
Okay. So I will say you dig through, clawing and tearing through the flesh, digging away parts of it and scattering it to the side as you burrow through. You are now, by all standpoints, a technical red dragon. Given you're covered in blood as you dig through. I will say this takes the portion of the survival check. What were your 2 survival check totals?
Mine was 21.
And Sasha?
24.
Okay.
Yes, 24.
You cleanly and carefully do this, taking the better part of about 20 minutes to do so as you cut into chunks of it, and you otherwise tear and swivel, kind of doing the left and right technique to try and loosen it free as you tear chunks out, preserving the actual spike itself. The spike, as it stands, connects a portion of the way in and actually digs in almost like an actual tooth root. It is very large and probably about the size of maybe your forearm. As you take these things out, you gather a large number of them. Given the size of these ones, and are you doing it on all 3 or just the 2?
I was going for teeth.
I was just going for the big boy, but for me personally, but
Okay.
whatever
I mean,
works.
they're all big.
They're all big, yeah. They're all full grown.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that's horrific.
What?
I thought it was like one big mama and then
No.
2 littler ones.
No,
but
these
no,
are 3
these
fully
are
grown
3
ones,
full-
but given the circumstances, because you decided to fight them here rather than out in the cavern, they couldn't use their stingers. Which is a big deal.
That is a big deal.
Yeah,
Okay,
because they were
so,
hitting 60.
yeah,
So,
well,
those things hit
I
hard.
will. If it would take more, if it would be quicker, I'll only try and get one of them. But if it won't really matter, if I'm going for like,
It will take time. So I'll say it takes 10 minutes per one. So how many do you want to carve?
you alright with taking 30 minutes to get these off? Just these could be good, useful things to use later on.
Good, I could take a short rest.
Yeah,
no, that's
You're
fair.
spending
Not
10 minutes.
less
You're spending
hour.
10 minutes tearing through the things to dig through. But
I would like
well,
to take an extra 10 so I can be able to get my key points back, please.
Isn't a long less a
Yeah.
short less an hour?
it is
Sorry,
by the
no-
book, but I make it half an hour because an hour is a bit too.
Fair enough.
Okay, so I will be gathering up as many of these spikes as I can grab from these
Okay.
things.
You otherwise proceed to carve through, chung, 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 almost like pulling carrots. Pull a number of these spines. I will say, given that you're doing all 3, you gather 26 spikes successfully.
Okay.
Pulling them free and kind of tearing them off, you use a little bit of a knife to carve away the excess flesh that you don't need. Rook, as you otherwise go for the teeth, you just dig in, carve a chunk off, and pull the rest of it out, as it does get wider from the tooth itself, but it does pull free.
I only want one because I plan to try
Oh,
and
just
take
one?
some form of rest.
In-
Yeah.
In which case, you find one which hasn't been damaged, looks pretty big, it's pretty nice, and you tear it free. It's probably about, I'd say, from the tip of your middle finger down to maybe halfway up your forearm.
Cool. Okay, so it's 1, 2, and the blood.
Oh, the blood. You have vials
I mean,
for this,
it's
don't you?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's everywhere, but carefully taking and kind of draining away the necessary stuff so that you don't get muddied stuff. You successfully pull portions of it, and you, I'll say, with the help of Bern, given his nature,
Yeah.
collects a large portion of blood. I'll say, how many vials do you have on hand?
I have 2 hands, vials. I have 10 normal, and then I have grease. Where's grease? Grease, a satchel of vials. Which I've got written down.
Okay,
So-
so there are a number of them in there. Bern has 6 empty vials. He's going to use 3 of them. Put in reinforced 3 purple worm blood.
Cool.
Okay. And you otherwise fill a bunch of the jars with the purple worm blood as you begin to collect others as you go through, taking some of the other empty healing potion bottles and various potion bottles you crewed and collected. You collect, I'll say, 13 vials of blood and 6
Is that
jars.
between us? Right, 13.
This is just you. He's used his 3 already. So 13 vials of blood and 6 jars of blood if you want to take a good portion of the short rest draining away.
Jars. Blood. Cool. Excellent. Right. How much time does that leave me? Would I be able to partake in some short rest?
If you want to take part in the short rest, I'll say that for you it will cost the extra 10 minutes of draining off the blood. Actually, I'll say 15
Let's-
minutes given that you pulled a tooth and you were draining. But you had Bern's
Cool.
help, so yeah, 10 minutes.
Alright, cool. Then, yeah. I will capitalise on that.
Okay.
My Indomitable's long rest, isn't it?
Your Indomitable's long rest, but you get your action surge and your second one back. Malcom, you
Perfect.
dig through, taking 10 minutes, you dig a hole through for the rest of your party to climb through, and you see ahead of you about 10 foot of crystal. You'd made 30 foot out of your 40-foot journey through the crystal. You were most of the way through. Just unfortunate that with you digging
wormed.
through, these things knew where you were, so...
It's fine. We can continue. Just need to rest up and
Okay.
get some health back.
Queglod, Elsyan, are you performing short rests?
I mean, taking a short rest is not what me really doing much. I think Elsyan might just take this time to read some of his dragon book.
Okay. You taking time to sit down, not taking necessarily a short rest, but just looking.
Yeah,
because
I mean,
I don't need the extra health.
Queglod?
I don't get
I
anything.
don't need the health, but I'll get my spell
Can I,
slot
like,
if we've got the
With
time.
the extra 10 minutes, can I identify one of these purple worm spikes?
Purple worm spike. Bit of cartilage, it comes from a purple worm.
Yep, didn't think it would do anything special, just thought I'd give it a go.
I'm
Hey,
rolling.
okay.
Queglod, do you want some of these for, I don't know, enchanting-y things? Oh wait, shit, I know enchanting now, Chris.
You do, well, every caster can do enchanting, just if you have
I
a
know,
knack for
but
it.
I'm actually good at it now.
Hmm.
Okay, Rook and Malcolm. 2 of you are taking short rests. I'd like each of you to make me a wisdom saving throw. Queglod's already under the effect of 1, and it hasn't gone away.
Oh, no.
Go ahead and roll me a
bet-
wisdom saving throw. please.
Quick thing, are there any crystals around us that aren't being blocked by giant corpses?
So,
Uh,
17.
Yes, there are. There are a number of them, and you
Okay,
all
worth a
still
try.
feel watched. All of you. After this. Total, Rook?
17.
Okay. Malcolm?
23.
23, you pass. 17. As you sit there and you think for a moment, looking out across all of this, you begin to kind of notice your reflection in some of the crystal. Begin to look, understand. You want to get stronger. Want better. Okay, you must now always be at the front of the party marching order.
Oh, great. That's going to be a free-for-all between me and...
It is, which means now the 2 of you will be taking dash actions when moving forward, as you are going to try and overtake one another.
Oh, goodness.
Which means you're now moving at a fast pace forcibly if you wish to keep up.
Fuck. Oh, that's fun. I enjoy that. That's
I just like
glorious.
place.
feel a need to get somewhere, a need to accomplish something and to get what... Even if it's not for you. Might be for Elsyan. I'm not sure.
A need for speed.
Tell you what I was sitting here thinking, Elsyan, I'm gonna get that shard. Hell, I'll die if I'm gonna do it. I will get that goddamn shard. How's the hole coming along?
Meh.
Each of you
Damn
borrow...
dragon!
Each of you climb through the wreckage of purple worm corpses, making it to the other side. Actually, Bern probably would have taken a short rest because he is still damaged for health. It's temporary hit point. Damaged for health still. Roll through. Die. 5 to each of these, so 3. That puts him back. Okay. Alright.
So, Queglod, I'm looking at these spikes. I was thinking I could make a really nice hammer or something out of them. You think? Ooh, maybe we could do that thing that the lizard folk taught to you. You know, with the bone stuff. The bone juices.
Possibly, there might be something to do. Actually, I was thinking,
Hmm.
the previous Dawn Marshals left a lot of artifacts behind for us to use.
Maybe we should do something of the same.
Potentially multiple of us working together to create one or two
Powerful
things of
items.
real power.
I agree with
Ideally, things that we can use ourselves as well. So,
that. I mean,
if anyone has any ideas,
well, obviously our weapons, but I think I've made the first step with my armor. We just need to enchant it now.
that's true.
Hey, Rook.
Yes.
Good luck keeping up with B.
He won't dash unless she has to.
Okay.
The point is that Rook will have to use his he'll dash every time he's not in front, and then B will use her movement to get in front of him. So that means that...
How obsessive am I? It's not a force me to cast Zephyr Strike for the double movement, is it?
No.
Good.
You just want to be in front.
Okay.
You want to get there first.
Right. I'm thinking more good luck Sasha trying to keep up with me. Does she have like 23, 25 movement?
As Rook is impulsively taking swings at this crystal, breaking through it one bit at a time with the help of Malcom, the rest of the party slithers their way through the corpses and otherwise comes out on the other side as the crystal is broken down and the way forward is clear. Rook dashes on past the rest of you, V taking place. As the rest of you see this, what do you do?
I immediately pick up Queglod with my tail and
Okay.
sit her on my back gently.
Wrapping your tail around Queglod, placing her on your back.
I give a look of hold on, because we gotta keep up. We can't let them be by themselves.
Sasha and Elsyan?
Okay.
Alright, if people are moving, I'm moving.
Mm.
You dash.
On this book.
Moving quickly, you move at a high pace. I'm going to put Rook and B next to one another, as you're otherwise pushing through. Dragon next, followed by Bern. Elsyan and Sasha, you can choose where you wish to be in this marching order. You are otherwise dashing. Concentration on Hunter's Mark.
I mean,
And I guess I'm.
Elsyan
yeah.
is going to purposely stay a bit slower for Sasha.
Okay. You otherwise make your way forward, moving through into an open chamber as your feet step onto something else. Moving from the hard, solid ground of stone, as you take your first steps out, you hear the crunching and breaking of crystal. As you look around, you both and all of you see the room is lit with blue and purple crystals. The ground itself no longer stone, but a mix of rolling and intersecting crystal with shards of stone from a naturally jagged cavern. As you see this beautifully smooth and landscaped surface, see a number of these crystal pieces sticking out from the ground once again and down from below, but the area around you is filled with a low blue light. At this moment, as you're holding your axe up, Rook, your axe loses its flame. And the drift globe falls to the ground. Ting, ting, ting. Your lights are snuffed out. But there is a still low blue light. With Detect Magic, Queglod, this is an evocation spell. Something similar to that of light, but in a much grander kind of exterior to it.
So it cancels out other lights.
Seemingly. What are you going to do, Rook?
I was going to try and relight the axe.
Go to relight the axe, you watch as the flame flickers and then immediately disintegrates, disappearing. Flame, sorry, not the axe. The axe disintegrates, you die.
Woo!
No,
Big rip.
no, axe disintegrates. Yeah, I'm well, fine. See you a lot later. Done.
Rook's like, alright, my journey's over, time to go home. What about the Prince of Blood? Nah, it's
Okay.
fine, you'll handle it.
An interesting thing. I'm going to say Lumos Maxima and see what happens.
You go to... Which one can that
This is such a dumb thing I'm doing, but I want to do it.
No, it's a valid point. It casts Daylight. Daylight's 3rd level?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cast Lumos Maxima. You watch as the orb lifts, glows. You watch as the light dims drastically to the level of regular light, as it would be, but it's not out.
All right.
This
Bit
lasts
weird,
for how
but
long?
I'll take it. An hour.
An hour. Okay. You have an hour of regular light as your drift globe is lit but not snuffed. It seems it's managing to break through whatever this effect otherwise is.
That
Okay.
work for everyone?
Yeah, good, I can see. Right,
Let's go.
I'm off.
Let's go.
You look around.
Where are we going?
I don't know.
Where are you going? As you shout that, you watch as Rook moves forward across the crystal V, making a break for it in the same direction as you are now following the racing ahead party members.
All right, follow them.
As
That way.
your feet ching ching across the crystal surface, you feel the
Very
presence
fast,
of
over short
being
distance.
watched grow stronger. Stronger
Yeah.
and deeper within you. You each feel the presence watching you. Feel very unnerved about the situation you're in. Except for B and Rook. Two of you need to get somewhere. Need to make your way there to succeed. And that is where we will end our
I
session
do
tonight.
not like this at all.
I blame Krista.
Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we will see you next week where we continue and potentially finish this dungeon. See.
One day.
Bye-bye.
Alright. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.